Good evening. Hi, everyone. My name is George. This show is Don't Panic Flip, and we have guests galore. We have MJ here in the house with us. You guys remember MJ?
Yeah.
And we also have on the call Surreal and Dice. Surreal and Dice, how are you guys doing?
Doing okay. How are you?
I'm good.
Right.
I love asking all the people virtually here with one question, how are they doing? And then seeing how they handle who answers first.
Yep.
I find that very an enjoyable amount of awkwardness.
I feel like
Spyro the Husky.
Dice and I kind of have that down.
Perfect.
It's just the second statement that you have problems with.
Yeah. Spyro the Husky, Iron Fox, and Firestorm, welcome to the stream. It was perfect. Yes, you guys nailed it. That
couldn't have gone better.
That is clip of the night. I'm almost certain at this point.
All right, well, see you guys. Have a good stream. I'm out.
Did you just George Costanza us?
My job is done.
Okay.
Your job is
Paul's-
a delicious plate of onion rings.
Here. But it's charging, so don't set it up just yet.
Biscuits.
We're giving it extra time to
game.
charge. So, what game are we playing this evening? We are playing some Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Versions of Jurassic Park.
What was that?
Aren't you playing 2 versions of Jurassic Park?
2 versions? No.
Oh, I thought you were practicing that new one. Is that not out yet?
I am so confused. Dice, you're gonna have to explain that.
That new video game, like the old ones.
No, and that's not Jurassic Park. That is Shredder's Revenge,
Oh,
TMNT,
yeah.
which comes out on Thursday, which,
Yes, it
is the reason we are completely focused on TMNT
I
this
see.
week. So we're playing TMNT tonight. We're playing it tomorrow. So tonight we have MJ. Paul will be here shortly. Janelle is off camera and refuses to come on camera.
Bye, Janelle.
Oh my God. Great timing. At least there's no screaming chicken. And tomorrow... I'm sorry, Dice.
At least there's no dart gun.
And there's no dart gun. Yes, excellent. Insanity Falls, welcome to the stream. Don't even think about getting the dart gun.
No, better yet, I'll give it to Paul.
Yeah.
Yeah, Paul will be here soon. He was running a bit late. We've got audio for him when he gets here eventually. We might have to do a quick break. Oh, I should also go back over here. Tomorrow we've got Sound Voltex and Escher in-house on TMNT, and then Thursday is on the Pinball Network. We will be performing a battle between Joel from Flippin' Out Pinball and myself.
What's the thing you said about Escher earlier? Yesterday?
What was the thing I said?
That he is what in its rank?
Oh, yeah, Escher just hit number 1 in the world.
Number 1 in the world.
Yep. So we will have the number 1 pinball player in the
Literally
world.
hit him?
No. He has achieved number 1 pinball player in the world. I think after he won, was it Worlds up against Keith? They ended up battling for 2 or 3 hours a couple weekends ago. It was intense.
Well, now he has to go for best in the universe.
You will have the number 1 pinball player in the world.
Yes, thank you. It also is Escher, so.
Surreal, please clarify and tell me you're drinking a vodka and Pepsi.
Sure.
It should be Pepsi, right? Because that's obviously the drink that combines. Have you ever had... How often, MJ, do you use Pepsi as a mixer in your alcoholic beverages?
I don't drink caffeine, so never.
Never. Okay.
Yeah.
That was entirely too easy.
When I was drinking caffeine, also never. It was Coke for me.
Okay, good. Yeah, because Coke is the mixer,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, okay. Now, Surreal, have you ever used Pepsi in a mixer before?
No, but I still love Mr. Scoot.
So, Surreal is referencing here, Mr. Scoot one night was making vodka and Pepsi beverages, and it came up on stream again the other night. It was obviously amazing. Mr. Scoot is fantastic. Just just for whatever reason zeroed in on how awkward that drink was.
So can
Well,
I?
listen, the answer is no, I haven't, but it's only because I don't have it around. I don't feel like if I'm mixing cola with with alcohol, I care that much, because the point is to drink the alcohol, not the soda.
With a carrier.
So I don't care. It can be Kirkland for all I care.
Oh,
Whatever.
wow. Going that round.
Wow. Yeah, no, Costco. Thank you for letting me use your chest.
You're welcome.
Joe Error, you're absolutely correct.
I think that Pepsi is sweeter, and Coke has a more acidic taste that blends with the alcohol. What is the additive? Not a substrate. A substrate would be the Coke, the additive. And then you can add the lime to it, which has more the acidic, whatever that is, alkaline.
I don't know.
But anyways, Pepsi is definitely more sweeter and has like a more round taste to it, where Coke has a more bitter taste to it. And that is just from a person who grew up on Pepsi and transferred to Coke later in life.
Here you go.
What about Crystal Pepsi?
There you go. You are
I
all
have had
set.
Crystal Pepsi when they brought it back.
Oh, I had it when it first came out.
Okay.
But I feel like
Yeah,
that
I
is
remember
aging.
it when it
Back,
came
that was
out.
not the original recipe.
It was not the original
No,
recipe?
man. They switched to corn syrup.
Oh, instead of cane sugar?
I was enjoying speaking
Well, that was the
into
big
Micah's
conspiracy theory
nipples.
about New Coke, remember?
Yeah, New Coke was a little funky.
But that wasn't that in the 70s?
I thought there was in
It
the
was
late
in the
80s
80s,
or early
and that
90s.
was,
No, it was
that was
80s.
because for a short while, Pepsi
No.
was the number one cola in America. So
I was
so
sentient
Coke
enough to remember that, so that
It
must
was
have
not
happened in the
80s. Was it really 80s?
So let's, if only there were some sort of
GTS,
interconnected
George,
network where we could find this
GTS.
information out.
You are the person that coined GTS.
Catching up on chat. So, Razor, welcome to the stream. Joe Air, welcome to the stream. Spyro saying, hey, this happened to me twice now. When I shoot the second ball into the building and it goes on the roof, it then goes into ball search. It doesn't drop the balls off the roof. I have to take off the glass to recover the ball. Then once I get all three balls on the roof, the building goes back up. It does not come back down then to release the balls. If I had to guess, there is a optical sensor on the building that isn't working. Could be misaligned. It might be disconnected, and that's, I'm guessing, what's causing your issue on the roof there. It doesn't know that the balls are there, so it loses track of them.
Is that on this game?
Huh? Nope, that's on Godzilla, I think, behind us.
Oh.
Also, Coke for mixers, never Pepsi, says Joe Air. Right there with you.
Yes.
Vodka and Fago. I've never had Fago, says Insanity Falls.
What is Fago?
I don't know. What is?
It's from Detroit, and it's mainly associated with the Insane Clown Posse because their fans drink a lot of Faygo.
Okay.
Because the Insane Clown Posse is from Detroit.
SCP for life.
Yep.
Okay.
I feel like.
Chad, are you down with the
Surreal-
clown?
Yeah, I feel like Surreal just dropped some thug life right there.
Yep. Hey, Squalito, welcome to the stream. And Spyro was talking about Godzilla. Yep. That's obviously Juggalo juice. Okay.
Yeah, because if you go see an ICP show, you're going to get sprayed with Fago.
Is it a cola?
It's they make several different types. So like there's like a cotton candy, a candy apple. They do make a cola. They make a root beer. So they
It's
make
like Fanta.
yeah, sort of.
It's
yeah,
delicious.
but it's like really cheap. Like every 2 liter is 99 cents.
Oh, okay. Joe Air says it's delicious and should be considered with the higher tier soda drink brands. Okay. Ooh, and Squalito jumping right into the announcement that happened today from JJP. Is everyone familiar with JJP's announcement?
Yeah.
I'm
I was
not
wondering if
sure.
we're going to talk about that
Are they finally putting out Toy Story?
They are
Yep.
finally putting out Toy Story.
tomorrow, right? Is
Yes.
the reveal?
Tomorrow is I don't know if tomorrow is the teaser or if it's a full reveal.
Okay.
But there are a lot of people waiting. In fact, the pinball show, it didn't put out an episode today. I think they're waiting for tomorrow to put out their episode, or maybe Wednesday, in order to capture specifically information about the release. So JJP finally releasing Toy Story, and they even gave us a little picture of the front with a bouncy ball as the plunger.
Is it gonna be full of that like weird spoon spork?
I hope it has spork. I would be fine if it was nothing but spork. I love
Your
spork.
kid is different generation than my kids. I did not watch the spork one, but I watched all the other ones. And when I thought like, was it Toy Story 3 or 4?
What are you doing to that can?
Yeah, can we take a moment to acknowledge that Jay-Z just peeled her booze?
Yep.
It's like an apple.
Yeah.
It's
It is like an apple.
And
That's
it was a
incredible.
Washington apple. So
Yeah.
so like when like what was it, 3 or 4 when like Andy went to college?
that he went to college in 3.
Okay,
end of
so
3.
and like when spoiler alert, spoiler alert. If you haven't seen it by now, it was like, hey,
Hi, Pinball
Jillian.
Princess Jillian.
When they all like held hands on the way to the trash compactor and like going into Mordor and like became resigned to their fate.
Yeah.
And like, oh my gosh, ripped
It's
my
gut-wrenching.
heart out of my
Yeah.
chest. Like that was it for me. That was it. Like
Yeah.
I just like Andy went to college. That was it. There was no rebirth for me. Like
Well, and such a huge part of that was about the kid going to college. Like the toys struggling with the fact that their owner was leaving them and moving on. Think about
Yes.
it. It's kind of that like the beginning of empty nest syndrome,
yep.
right?
And then they went
number
to-
4.
Yeah, they were all preschool. They went to the preschool to.
Well, they did, but here's my thought on 4. 4 is about Woody and Buzz. Sorry, spoiler.
I haven't seen
think
it.
You haven't seen it.
I haven't seen Toy Story 4. I've seen the other 3.
Okay, you know what? We are not going to spoil Toy Story 4, but Toy Story 4, I feel like is all
It's a whole.
about
Paul!
deciding. Hi, Paul.
Hey, it's Paul.
Welcome.
You get away.
Yeah. You do you, man. And is all about deciding. It's like, it feels to me like it was about like we stayed together for the kids, and now that we're not, it's okay to separate.
So Buzz and Woody get a divorce in 4.
It's like, I'm not saying that's what I feel like it tries to address.
Sure.
Is that. And it's weird because that in a pinball machine to me does not seem like it makes a lot of sense.
Well, I mean, if the rumor's
Divorce
true
in a
about
pinball
the
machine.
if the rumor's true about Jaws, that movie's way more about like toxic masculinity than it is a shark.
Now,
So-
here, can you do me a favor over here, MJ, and step a little bit closer? Because
Yeah.
if there is anybody
This is
who happens to know
research.
more
Spiral
about
until you get there.
about Jaws the movie, I don't know
Because
of
I
them.
kept talking.
Because
Sure.
you did, 2 years of podcasts.
About a year and a half. So we
A-
started
sorry.
in September 2020, and yeah, I did a podcast called Let's Jaws for a Minute, and we watched a minute or thereabouts of Jaws, and then talked about it for an hour. So I know
For
a lot
a
about
year and a
Jaws.
half, every minute of the movie.
Yep.
Now, did you start at the rolling credits, and did the minutes include the credits at the end?
Yes, it did. Yep.
Okay.
So,
did you?
yeah,
I'm
it's
assuming
start
talk
to
about the
finish.
people who were a part of the movie at that
Yeah,
point.
definitely.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Jaws reference, one of the night, first one.
Shout out, not Spider-Man's girlfriend. So that's my original Twitter name. That's a friend of mine. That's my best friend in chat. So
Okay.
she's watching.
Hi, not Spider-Man's girlfriend.
Yeah, because MJ. So the Spider-Man pinball machine has the most important mode in all of pinball, which is Rescue MJ.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
because it's me.
Because it's you. All right, catching back up here on chat. First of all, his name is Forky. You're right, it wasn't Sporky, it was Forky. Thank you. Insanity Falls, thank you so much.
I thought his name
AKA.
was Keanu.
Wait, was
No,
it
Keanu
Keanu?
was he was the Evil Knievel.
George, that was
doll,
Keanu
right?
Reeves.
That was not Keanu Reeves. Keanu Reeves was the
Evil Knievel.
Evil Knievel character.
Is this me?
All right, a much better and more memorable character.
All those
No!
are some seriously awesome kicks.
Is this me?
No, that is not for you.
Okay.
Those
no.
are Paul's dancing shoes.
Yeah, here's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna 2 seconds here. We're actually gonna play a little bit of pinball. I'm gonna get a game started, and I'm gonna let MJ go first
Great.
while I get Paul set up with all of the audio stuff.
We're getting to pinball? It only took 20 minutes tonight.
It only took 20 minutes. All right, you've got a mic now. You are
choosing
already mic'd
Donatello
up.
because he's my favorite.
Janelle is on it.
Okay,
All
Jeanette,
right,
you're
Evan,
off
that's
it.
what you got.
Okay.
I'll head upstairs to my hill and do some homework.
I don't really know this game at all.
Higher peanut. Yes, 20 minutes, and we can see the playfield.
Just shoot the stuff that's flashing.
Yeah.
Or you could do what I do if I'm losing a tournament. That's a very infuriating strategy. Shoot everything that's not flashing. To buy yourself some more time because you didn't get to
Sure.
play that long.
Or flip the table.
Oh, I'll try that one. I'll try flipping the table. Ball 2 lock. Should I be starting this multi-ball? Does it matter?
You can start a multi-ball. Make it all happen.
Is this so? I think what my question is should I focus on modes or should I focus on multi-balls? Because I've heard multi-balls are the way to blow this game.
So multi-balls are definitely the way to put up points. If your
Okay.
goal is points, then multi-balls is the place to do it.
Okay.
I'm sorry? I'm sorry?
That's the guys to talk
Oh. Dice, can you
Not
say something?
Spider-Man's girlfriend. That's Donatello.
No, it's Purple Turtle.
Okay.
Hi guys. Who else we got?
So we have Dice and Surreal
Oh,
on the
yeah,
call right
it
now.
has this cool multi-ball
Paul.
start.
Hi.
I also want to
Surreal.
throw out, by the way, just technically what's going on right now. We have 4 people physically here and on wireless microphones and wireless headsets. And then we have 2 people called in, and everybody can talk and listen to one another. Like, that is a little bit of a streaming feat.
Yeah, in only moments
Does
we're
FIFA
going to
multi-ball
increase
always
that by
have
2.
this many balls?
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, Joe's gonna pop in after he refreshes his beverage, and Sammy will rate us.
Okay. We will have 2 more in a minute. We will have 4 physical and 4 virtual people. That's so cool.
What a night!
Speaking, Joe, welcome.
Howdy!
Howdy.
Joe Hills, everybody.
Okay.
So
Two X
we
running,
were
or-
just, I was giving myself a massive pat on the back for the technical achievement of having virtual people and physical people on the call and everybody wirelessly able to listen and talk to one another.
Oh, shoot.
Nice save.
Do I have my 2X running?
Okay, yes, you do have 2X running
Okay.
right there.
Then I want to get into turtle power.
7 people. Wow.
Joe Hills just subscribed.
Hold on. I want to put my face on Gilbert Godfrey. How do I?
It's a good try. It's a good try. Do you want that?
Oh no.
Sammy Higgins.
Sammy Higgins.
There we go.
Dice, you got it. Go ahead and announce it, man. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Sammy Higgins rating with a party of 7. Be a beautiful people.
Great.
Beautiful people. Sammy Higgins, thank you so much. You're amazing. Make sure to get yourself a bat. Oh, Sammy just rated us. You're number 2. I'm number 3.
Okay.
I have something for this.
It's not the first time I've been called number 2.
You have to tell Sammy George has a special treat for her.
Sammy, George has a special treat for you.
Just for her.
It'd be great if I could do something with this 2X playfield instead of just trying to not die.
Hey, Devin.
There we go.
Does this work?
Okay.
You're just on mute, so this button right here.
Am I working?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can hear
Can
you.
I
Am I
backhand
working?
this right ramp? Is that possible?
That is
You
a
can
Paul
backhand the
question.
right ramp.
Okay.
I mean, maybe not you, but
Sure, yeah.
Insanity Falls says, Paul Senpai, notice me.
There we go. Turtle power
Hello,
multi-ball.
Sammy. Hello, Sammy. Poured you in to go get you a special present.
I noticed you, Mark. I see you, Mark. Oh, hi, Mark.
Who's Devin?
Dance Panda, that's me.
Hi, Insanity Falls, aka Lane Bryant. And that is a deep cut from podcast right there.
We're gonna.
Mark.
Oh, yes, Sammy Higgins.
Oh wow.
Oh no.
Yes.
Baseball. Hashtag baseball.
Way to go, Sports
Game
Steve.
Club Central says
Wait, you're
so
not
much
so much
sexier.
sexier. Yes.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, you need to undo some buttons there.
Okay.
It's
Feel like I
weird
did a
because it
lot of
says
work for 3
Rockies
million
there.
points.
I'm good. I'm good.
I mean, your nipples will make a O.
nope.
Nice job.
Nicely
Nice
done.
start.
Is that a good score on this game?
I mean, you were
Game Club Central
playing
says you are
for
28%
Sure.
You know.
sexier.
Nice.
a great time on a board game.
Firestorm
Yeah.
Ken says, yo, batter up.
To
Right?
give you a
Firestorm,
reference for
welcome.
Scoring.
Sammy
I'll
Higgins.
join you guys in a
Gonna
few.
take a break. Cool.
Finish.
Do
a
that
mode
break.
And then land the final shot.
Seriously though, who is Devin? Dice, you mentioned. Hey, Devin.
Devin Crates.
Devin Crates.
In
Got
the
it.
chat, yeah. Devin Krates, as I say it.
Okay.
But I'm pretty sure it's
Karates.
great.
By the way,
Maybe it's Devink rates.
Oh,
And he
What if
votes
you
on
said it with a
turtles.
French
I
accent?
don't care which turtle I go with.
who can say it with a French accent? Not me.
not me either.
I
What
can't
are
do a
we-
French accent.
Devin
What are we
Crates.
saying with the? What are we saying with the
Devin
French
Crates.
accent?
Devin Crates.
Devin Crates.
Yeah.
Oh.
So Devin's actually from
Give him
Australia,
hot.
down under.
Um,
So
Australia?
like it might be more like Devin Krates. No, that's not even close.
No, it's David Kreitz.
Oh, that's your boy,
Devin
David Crates.
Crates.
Right in it.
The real high scoring combos were the friends you made
Along the way. Yes.
That's true.
Hey, and on that note, total perfect segue. Just letting everybody know who's here, not in chat and physically. We have playing right now. That is Paul, aka Extra Paul, aka Bumper Nugget, who streams on Twitch. We also have MJ over here. This guy.
What?
MJ has a podcast. What is your podcast called again?
Let's Jaws for a minute.
Let's Jaws for a minute.
Very clever.
Now, you guys, I follow you now on Twitter. You
Okay,
tweet
yes.
a lot, by
Yes.
the way.
That's the benefit. So my co-host is in the UK, so the hours I'm asleep, she covers. The hours she's asleep, I get to cover.
Oh, okay.
Lovely, lovely.
And you talked about new content coming because you guys actually finished Jaws.
Yes, so yeah, we finished with 80 episodes just about Jaws, and now we're getting ready to go into. So Sarah broke her ankle pretty severely.
Shimmy,
Shimmy, shimmy, shimmy, shimmy.
It's right there.
So Sarah broke her ankle pretty severely. Sarah's my co-host,
Okay.
and she's gonna have just like a long road to recovery. So we don't know when we will be back, but when we come back, we will do one episode, not minute by minute, one episode on each of the Jaws sequels, and then we're going to start covering all of Steven Spielberg's filmography once again, not minute by minute.
Love it.
MJ, are you also
Yeah.
doing AI even though he only did half of it?
Yes, that's on the list.
I didn't know he only did
Just
half
the
of it.
A.
Are you sure it wasn't the
In the
eye?
Kubrick movie, and then he went
Yeah.
and died.
Yeah, so he directed all of it, but Kubrick wrote it. Kubrick didn't do any of the directing on it because he was directing Eyes Wide Shut before he died. He died right after Eyes Wide Shut wrapped filming.
Oh dear.
Or as the Brits call him, Kubrick.
Yes.
So Insanity Falls says, "It is how you say it," with a French accent. Whoa, British accent for an Australian, says Mr. Hopwood. Kirk Hobbs says, "Go Australia in the World Cup." Brisbane here. Devin Crates
Brisbane.
is
No,
like
I've been to I've been to Brisbane.
Brisbane.
You have a mic. I'm like, you're the one person who didn't have a mic on a minute ago, but all good.
Socrates. So Devencrates.
Why are we picking on Devin Crates? Is there
No,
a reason?
it's
It's
like
You
Socrates.
forgot about him, George.
Oh, okay, okay.
Dice says all of this. Devencrates.
Devincrates.
There are at least 4 ways to read my username, says Devencrates.
Well, I think it's the I in Devin that's throwing me off.
Yeah,
Devin.
Insanity Falls says, "Are you sure she wasn't bitten by a shark?"
I've seen pictures of the scars from her surgery, and it's a coin toss.
And then Not Spider-Man's Girlfriend says, "MJ, after doing Jaws by the minute for a year and a half, I'm tired and I want to go to bed."
So they sing that song in the movie.
Or it could be a typo. His name could be Divine Crates.
Or Divine Crutchies.
Divine. I don't know why, but in my mind, I think of that like crepes, but it's crepes with hard chocolate for some reason.
Is Divine
Okay.
Crates a homage to Indiana Jones?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Indiana
yeah.
Jones and the Divine Crates.
I mean, that's how that movie ends.
Yeah.
So.
Totally is.
Higher
I thought it was
Peanut
a
says
baseball
it has a in
Well, it ends
Brisbane.
with the Ark of the Covenant
But
going
pretend
into the warehouse.
It
Amongst all
doesn't.
the crates. So there's at least
Brisbane.
one divine crate.
And if Indiana Jones has taught me anything, it's that I can ride a fridge out of an airplane and I will be fine.
Well, if it taught me anything, it's that you can call a movie Raiders of the Lost Ark, but then most of the movie's about a found ark. I mean, who cares anymore? Just do what you want.
If it taught me anything, you can pull the heart out of another man and scream Kali Ma.
Well, I mean, anybody can do that.
Well, but that wasn't Raiders of the Lost Ark.
I said Indiana Jones.
Well, maybe it was
okay.
the fridge thing, yeah.
And also,
Yeah, I
if you
know
don't
about
have
the
a
fridge
ticket,
thing.
you'll
That's
get
not
tossed out of
that's not an
a
Indiana
Zeppelin.
Jones movie that I know.
Yeah, right?
I struck that from my memory.
Another
Not just a
movie
Zeppelin,
I
but
have
the
to, I
Zeppelin.
don't have to see says Razor Radon. Razor Randon.
Razor Radon.
It's dangerous.
Right? I have protection from that in the house.
Never get.
Top Men says Iron Fox 10.
Are you talking about two separate
Can.
movies, Bryce? Top Gun and Maverick?
The Mel Gibson movie?
Yeah. There's no movie called Top Gun and Maverick. There's a Top Gun and
Watch
there's
out.
Maverick.
I feel like when George plays, there needs to be like a.
Why are you hitting this? Oh no!
Why am I hitting what?
When
Huh?
George
You were
plays, everyone
knocking
needs
the
to back
computer
up
around.
6 feet. It's COVID rules all over again.
Yeah, sorry. I kick. It's a thing.
George's Patient Zero confirmed.
Watch out! They spit.
Well, you could just
Sammy.
hover with
Hi,
one
Sammy.
foot.
Sammy! I'm wearing a shirt specifically for you.
I saw it. Thank you.
I really wish you had just left that at Sammy. I'm wearing a shirt.
Has anyone asked if George has a Toy Story on the way? Says G Black.
I do not. Sorry, I
Is
have an
that
extra
only
ball.
because pre-orders don't open for another 12 hours?
No, you can put your name in
Maybe?
with a lot of distributors way ahead of time. Like,
Are you not interested at this time?
I'm just not interested. Toy Story doesn't
What?
do it for me.
What kind of noun story do you want?
On that.
The never ending. I guess it's not
Oh,
a noun.
see, there
but
we go.
Oh my
If we're
god.
going Pixar
Our tax.
movies,
Oh,
make
that'd be
me
a
an
great
incredible
theme.
pinball
It
machine.
would be a great theme. I'm so sorry, Dice. I interrupted you. Sorry.
That would
What'd you
also be a
say?
great theme.
I said if we're going Pixar, like, give me an Incredibles pinball machine.
Yeah.
I would
want
take Incredibles.
Wall-E. Give me a Wall-E pinball machine with a bunch of crazy, like old
Give me
music
Pinball
and
Network
like
rating with 30 people.
synthetic voices.
Ooh.
Pinball Network.
All right. First question,
Welcome,
George.
Raiders.
Welcome.
I feel like the never-ending story just has a whole lot of nothing.
George,
Ta.
speaking of children's stories, we've got a first question. I'm going to
Hold
give it
on.
a call to read.
Wait a second. We all have to just take a second and appreciate the amazing pun.
I missed it.
Oh my gosh. Surreal, can you please say that again? Because you get +5 for that.
Yeah,
I don't know. That might have been a one-time thing.
He
I
said
said
that.
the never-ending story's got a whole lot of nothing.
Oh!
It's pretty good.
Number 4, Jay-Z, you're up.
I'm playing?
You're playing.
I'll give 5 points to whoever can name the antagonist in Neverending Story 3,
Jack Black.
starring Jack Black.
I'm sorry, there was a Never-Ending Story 3?
There's 4 of
And
them.
it had Jack Black in it.
Yeah.
I
Jack
did
Black
not
I know
know
has
what
a
we're
big
doing.
bully in it.
The
I
story
know what we're
definitely
doing
should
when
have
we're in the
ended.
mountains.
Yeah, it
After-
shoulda. It
after.
shoulda. But does anybody know the second antagonist?
I haven't
of
seen
Ned.
any of those movies in so long.
Well, it's
How
Darth
does
Maul,
the
right?
story end, but Final Fantasy keeps going?
And I'm not talking about actors. So in the first movie it was the Nothing. In the second movie it was.
Well, wait a second. Was it the Nothing? Was the Nothing the antagonist, or was what was the name of the bad guy? The wolf that chased him. It's like.
I mean, well, that was the same part of the same.
No. He was a different being whose sole job it was to try and kill the person who could potentially save, but it was different than the Nothing.
Quicksand.
And his name, come on, somebody help me out. It was
The same guy, dude.
It was like Gamork. Oh my God, it was Gamork.
Didn't you just watch it?
I did totally just watch it.
Okay, well that's true.
The true
totally
antagonist was when
Yeah, the rest
Artax
of us
drowned
saw it
in
like
the
20
pit
years
of
ago.
sorrow.
Yeah, should I enable my Artex emotes just for tonight?
Do you have Artax
Do it,
emotes?
do it.
I do indeed.
Oh my God, please enable them. Does Artax slowly fall into the
No, it's not
Gamorrean-
animated. That would be amazing.
Sorry, I
I'll put
looked
that
at
on
chat.
the list.
So we're not
No,
gonna
I
dwell
bring
on
it
this.
out, and then I realized that it really bums everybody out. So I
Yeah,
disabled
Artax
it.
does make everybody sad. Can you open this?
Yes.
The antagonist of the second Never-Ending Story movie was the emptiness.
Wait, different than the nothingness? There was the emptiness.
It was, yes.
Boy, is that give up rating. My God.
Right, exactly. Like
Right. So we've got a theme here. We've got the nothing,
the empty.
the emptiness.
So what was the third one? Was it
Hi, Mr. Hardluck.
the darkness?
That's a
The
good
band that
guess.
sing I Believe in a Thing
It's
Called
way
Love?
off. It's way off.
What was it?
The Nasties.
It was called the Nasties. Oh my gosh.
I don't like that.
I was about to say, was it the whales from the
Oh,
fourth
three
Star
was the
Trek?
nasty. Someone in chat got it.
Hey, it's real. Those
Oh!
are some good-looking emotes.
Higher Peanut.
Oh my God, that
Way to
is a
go.
two-part emote with
It is.
what's his face pulling out Artax from
That's for you.
the bog of despair. Frisco, thank you so much for that raid. Thank you so much for hanging out. By the way, Frisco Pinball was streaming on TPN tonight and doing a virtual pinball. Is today Monday or Tuesday?
Monday.
Today's Monday. So Frisco was just hanging out and decided, wait, Frisco, I thought TPN rated us.
They did.
I'm so confused as to what day this is. But either way, Frisco Pinball has a stream coming up tomorrow where he gets to interview, Frisco, who are you interviewing tomorrow? TPN was Frisco tonight. I'm so sorry, Joe, for talking over you.
Well, it's your show, George. I'm just gonna let you talk, and then I'll provide information. This was me feeding you that, imagine you're at the news desk, and you touch your ear, and I'm hearing that TPN tonight was Frisco Pinball. He was playing Godzilla. Late-breaking reports indicate he approached a personal best, but we don't know yet if he made it.
Oh no.
Check
oh, no.
back in
Oh,
later
no.
for further updates.
Did you get to Monster Zero or Terror from Mechagodzilla, Hottie?
No.
Did you do that stuff?
And while we're waiting for his response, so he, I think, is doing one of his Tuesday night streams
Your mic.
tomorrow
You
where
got a
he
question.
focuses entirely on a different virtual pinball developer, and it's Major Frenchie, who I also think we had, where is he? We had Game Club Central in here earlier, Marty, who also just did an interview with Major Frenchie as well, so super popular VPing person here recently.
Okay.
So make sure to check in on Frisco Pinball tomorrow to check out that very cool dedication. And Frisco got to Monster Zero and a new GC of 1.5 billion. Well done,
There you
sir.
go, buddy.
Major Frenchie makes me think of Greece.
Of Greece.
Yeah, the beauty school
Yeah,
dropout.
Frenchie.
I have
Because she
never
can
seen
frickin'
Greece.
hail.
Really?
Yeah.
It's my
Nope.
sister's favorite movie.
Really?
Wasn't it
heard-
your mom's favorite movie?
It was, I don't know.
Oh no, wait, that was Dirty Dancing.
It was Dirty Dancing and Overboard and Romancing the Stone. I think those
Romancing the Stone's
three
awesome.
movies-
I love
it's
that
so
movie.
good. Oh,
Somebody
I agree
want to
with that.
romance
I have him. I have him. I have him.
Okay.
I got it.
You'll have to
George,
watch
you
to
wanna-
find out.
You wanna lay it out?
Yeah, it's not that compelling.
First question of the night.
oh wow. We have a first question.
All right. Let's see. I'm gonna go with Joe Hills just because he's got a differential advantage.
A differential advantage. Now I'm terrified, differentially speaking.
Oh, I didn't realize you stepped up, Sammy. I'm so sorry. I would have called on you too. You're next.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna go surreal. And
This
then,
question seems derivative.
Yeah. And then, I mean, yeah, it's just, what is bad advice for the kid's first day at school?
I mean,
Bad advice.
yeah. I guess what I want to know is how much don't I like this kid? Whose kid is this?
Yours.
'Cause-
Yours.
Oh, well,
Wait,
if I'm
bad
gonna
advice to
my-
give to your own
but
kid?
I'm not going to give my kid bad advice.
What is,
So, is that
no,
what the
bad
question says?
advice. No, I'm just saying a kid, but I'm saying it's your kid. It's just bad advice. It's bad advice.
Yeah. But if I'm gonna,
What would
I
bad
give people
advice to
bad
your-
advice all the time, and I
What-
target it
All
for
right,
how much
so-
I dislike them, right?
All right,
There's
this
a difference
is-
between telling a kid
No, all right,
lick
this is-
everything
is
and
what-
lick the teacher.
This is what I'm gonna say. Like bad advice to a kid's first day at school is like, pick the biggest kid you see, go up to him, punch him in the freaking face, and then you
Oh,
dominate the
well,
playground.
there's mine.
Like prison yard rules, right?
Higher Peanut says, ignore the bullying. It'll stop.
Oh my gosh. Were you in the 1980s?
Okay,
So-
so
You know,
For-
I would just hand them a copy of, there's this great instruction manual for fighter pilots who might get shot down over Vietnam about their obligations to oppose their enemy captors. Just like, here you go. Every opportunity you can have to frustrate the administration, you want to do what you can to undermine the physical structure of the building. You want to psychologically undermine your captors. You want to encourage the other people around you to band together, develop secret methods of communication to work around whatever structures are put in place against you. You know, just straight up POW resistance stuff, I think is probably the strongest play I can make here.
Oh
Okay.
my word.
that is a
Pretty good.
very strong play.
I thought it was bad advice.
Yeah. All right, Sammy. Sammy.
I just tell them they're going to Hogwarts and then see their reaction.
I didn't learn any magic today.
Oh my gosh, I've got a story after that, but it was like a little thing that I saw. It was like, you don't teach them math or arithmetic. You don't teach them life skills. No, but they know how
They're
to lift
all
a feather. You don't teach them how to read.
Aloha Mora. Obviously, who needs to read when you can lift heavy objects?
I mean, in fairness, everyone in Star Wars is functionally illiterate. There's a reason all of their histories are stored in holograms that talk to them.
Yeah.
I need to, really quick, I'm so sorry to interrupt, but I said Aloha Mora, which is how you unlock a door, not Wingardium Leviosa. I just wanted to clarify, like, I'm a huge Harry Potter fan, and I made a, like, bumbling idiot style mistake there, and I have claimed it and fixed it. I apologize, please continue.
See, I thought you were speaking Hawaiian. I was like, wow, George, we're going really far west. I know you got the Rockies shirt on, but, you know, that's like a few time zones past that.
Oh no, that's
All
terrible.
right, let's surreal.
Really quick, Devin Crates says arithmancy was maths.
Okay.
It's Devon.
Arithmancy?
Devoncrites, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, my favorite philosopher, Devon.
Yes, exactly. Who wrote the Inferno?
Do you mean Dante?
Yes. I like that, Devin Crates. I don't know, it just sounded like Dante, so I went with it. Sorry, who was up next?
Surreal.
Surreal. What's your bad advice?
That's great.
My first inclination was literally to shiv the biggest kid on the yard. I don't know. It'll be okay. Mommy and Daddy will pick you up at the end of the day right here.
That's bad advice? Are you just planning on abandoning your child?
That's the plan.
Okay.
They're
Okay.
the state's problem now.
That's all I got.
Porgy.
I would tell the kid that everything at the school is voice activated, like the doors, the toilet, the water fountains.
All right, MJ.
That's good.
Oh boy.
You know, I knew it was coming to me, and I didn't take any time to think about this. Voice activated is real good.
Thank
I
you.
like that one a
That is
lot.
excellent.
Yeah. Mine defaulted to like bullying is cool, basically. Like, hey, if you see something that you don't like about someone, you should mention it.
Okay. Okay. It'll toughen them up.
Yeah. Just tell them you're doing them a favor when they get mad.
Being unique is bad.
Yeah.
Polly.
No, don't start the
I would
multi
tell them that their classmates' boogers taste better than their own.
Wow.
Dad, I'm in high school.
Nice.
Well, you gotta learn sometime.
Right?
Well, like the one I used was an example, but like my legit one would be that there's an Olympic-sized pool on the roof.
I think I've heard that one before.
If Dante wrote about the 9 circles of hell, what did Devincrates write about? The 9 circles of what?
Unfortunately, this name doesn't roll off the tongue. I wish it did.
9 circles of Call of Duty.
I feel like it needs to be.
Devincrates?
Devincrates.
I mean, if it was Devon, Devon, then it.
Insanity
it'd be-
Falls, what part are you at?
I mean, I think that Devincrates really does. As long as you have the Devincrates, like, I think that works.
I still like Divine Crates.
Divine Crates is good. Divine
That is
Crates
pretty
also
good.
sounds like something you would get in Fortnite. Is a Divine Crate.
Or Blood.
You know, Hobby
Or-
Lobby
yeah,
Mostly
actually
what they keep the arc
smuggled.
in.
Hobby Lobby actually smuggled a lot of divine crates out of Iraq.
That's true.
So you know, there's something political there. Hey, MPT3K, glad you could be here.
Welcome, Manu.
Manu!
I've got him by this
Now there's a man who knows about smuggling crates out of Iraq.
If Twitch had exit messages, we would have just seen one from Manu.
So, are we ready for another question?
Did everybody-
I gotta ask
did everybody
though.
answer?
This is an important question.
I think everybody has.
Yeah, I think everybody had the answer. But I think doesn't like not Streamlabs, but doesn't something like support? Can't we like? I'm sure Hadi can code it, and Manu actually probably also knows how to code. In Leorn board, I'm sure you can
Oh wait,
recognize
sorry,
when
sorry,
somebody
sorry. No,
exited the chat.
not everybody. Dice.
Yes, you could probably.
Dice did not answer.
Dice, you haven't answered?
Dice, no.
No, nobody
what,
asked me.
Dice, what is your bad advice for a kid?
Yeah, exited chat.
Anytime someone's making fun of you, just keep telling them over and over it's fake news and asking them if they know who your dad is.
Wow.
Someone said tell them lunches are communal.
That's a really good one.
Tell them lunches are communal, and if you see something you want in a friend's lunchbox, it's fair game.
I feel like that's the way you become the most popular kid in school. Is like you just walk up and grab something on, like what?
It's such a power move that
It
you're
is,
like, I
it's
guess we're
such a-
friends now.
Like
I
I
don't know.
mean, like you just gave your kid the most, like the most like subtle sense of self-confidence ever, and they don't even know it. That's not bad advice. That's good advice.
Yeah, but then they grow up to run for president, so.
Yeah. Well, yeah. cry all the time about everything. It shows other kids that you're sensitive and kind.
I can't find this
One
shot.
prior.
It was just the right ramp. I was so close.
So funny. You're so good about finding other shots.
You're so upset about winning,
Well, no. Janelle hasn't played yet.
but you're ahead.
That's
I
like
am.
the whole 4 seconds that we're gonna lose here.
By the way, MJ and I, when you texted us earlier today and invited us over, we were hoping that you were going to say anything else other than this game.
Anything besides TMNT.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Like, to the point where I thought it might have been a joke because you know I don't like the game.
Oh, no, sorry. I have the battle coming up on
Right.
Thursday.
Oh, yeah. So you gotta get the practice
And
in.
Shredder's Revenge is coming out on Thursday. You got it. You're good. Keep playing.
So I know that there's like an official structure to the questions here, but like George, here's something I kind of want your
there's
feedback
not.
on. Like, I had a coworker once who was just like, we both have kids that are about the same age, and he says to me as we're walking back from lunch one day, he's like, Joe, the world's just really screwed up. Like, do you ever just feel bad for bringing a kid into a world that's this screwed up? And I was just like, no, because clearly if the world is this screwed up, it needs more people like my kid
Yes.
Yeah.
in order
you
to
need
fix it. Like, where do you fall on that kind of like response to like, okay, the world's not perfect and I have a kid spectrum?
I am on the even a crappy life is still life that is an opportunity, and I would never give up. So I would hope that whatever kid I birth has a similar mentality of never giving up. There's always an option. Science can be quite amazing, especially if you're learned and know what you're doing. So I at no point would I don't subscribe to that mentality. How about that?
Yeah, because like, there's this famous Mr. Rogers quote, like, where when kids are upset about things in the
Same
news, you
order?
tell them to look for the helpers, right? But that's advice for 3-year-olds, not advice for adults.
No, that is advice for adults.
No,
That
the
is
advice
advice
for
for
adults is.
every adult who
that's
grew
how you
up
find-
watching Mr. Rogers.
But what I'm saying
as
is
a
the advice for
3-year-old.
adults is be the helpers, right? Like, raise your kids. Okay, if the world that we're gonna have our kids live in for the next 50 to 100 years is gonna be terrible, raise our kids to be the people that make the world better. George was talking about like science can improve a lot. Like, okay, we'll make sure that our kids can either be scientists or help fund the sciences or, do whatever they
I
can
didn't
to
wanna
like
start that.
make
Sorry.
things different.
Can I
Right? You don't
ask-
need to accept the status quo.
Can I ask permission to get a little serious for a second?
Okay.
My daughter is 20, and she's about to have a child this week. And she has always been, like, she started out like Zoe, right? Like, very emboldened, very impassioned, very unafraid to be her goofy self, right? Like, I see a lot of similarity between Alex and Zoe frequently, right? And I'm very caring about others, and I had that, like, this kid is the kid that's going to embrace and be the good for the next generation, right? Like, she would always, like, whenever we were in a store and the store was in a disarray, she'd be caring about, like, putting the stuff in order and putting it back. Like, let's not leave the place in a mess. All that aside, she is now 20, and she is of an equality mindset. She's been in the military. She's in Space Force. She's an electrical engineer.
Yeah, electrical engineer. Is that
Yeah,
what you said?
yeah. She is an engineer. She's an electrical engineer, and she recently got married. And she called me the other day and she said, "Mama, my new in-laws say things that are
We'll go same order, right?
Yeah, same
not
order.
okay with accepting of all individuals. What do I do?" Like, they say, like, things that are not very like racially okay, sexistly okay, like, and she's like, what do I do? And I say, you just say, I don't appreciate that, and you walk away. That's because it lets people know that that is not your mindset. If you're not comfortable getting into a confrontation, it just disallows the person from further interacting with you, because interacting with you is a privilege. And just, that's not okay, and you move away.
So how does this feed then back into Joe's question about
That's making
whether or
the
not
world
you
a
have-
better place. That's not feeding
Yeah, no, I see it.
into rhetoric that arguments and stuff, like feeding into that like need for arguments and stuff that like, I'm right. This is, I need to defend my position. This is, you know what? You said something I don't agree with. I'm just going to choose not to engage. And I'm going to tell you I'm going to choose not to engage because I think it's inappropriate, and I'm going to move away.
And especially if you have better things to do, right? She's an electrical engineer. She's working on systems that could save people's lives, or if a mistake could cost someone's life, right? She doesn't need to be stressing about her in-laws. If they want to be bigoted, she just needs to say, I don't have the energy for that. I'm working as part of a team to help keep people alive in space, and I'm going to do my best at that. I'm not going to let them drag me into their nonsense.
I love that. My life is too important to be brought down by your stupid shit.
Right. And there was a time in my life that I looked at people and I just said, you know what, that's inappropriate. And I walked away. That's inappropriate. I just walked away.
Huh.
It's, so teaching your kids to the point to embrace themselves and to love themselves and to know that they are, I tell you, my daughter is Gen Z, and they, like the next generation, to hear Gen Zs argue with baby boomers who are bigoted, oh my word. This is insane. Somebody said
Methadone, I'm
thanks
there for
for
it.
sending the
Thanks for sending
shirt,
the shirt.
George.
Yep. All good. Sorry it took so long to get that to you.
By the way,
Joe.
we can log in on this, but
You should definitely. Oh yeah, we should all log in.
So, yeah, that's the kids are the future, right? They are going to be here dealing with this Pujo after we are gone. And it's not that we're giving them a world that's crap. It's we're raising warriors to combat the crap.
I like that. We're raising warriors to combat the crap.
Did you guys see Everything Everywhere All at Once?
Yes.
Yes.
What a fantastic movie.
No.
Oh my gosh, I should pull the googly eyes out of
Don't
my purse.
log in because we're not online. Sorry.
Oh.
we're not online.
No, I switched my Wi-Fi around and I forgot. This is the first time I played this since I switched the Wi-Fi.
Cults
Okay.
of aggressive kindness is a fantastic phrase. Imagine cults of aggressive kindness.
Isn't that
Wish
Mormonism?
people, I don't know. I wish people like Mr. Rogers were the ones who ended up with a cult following. The world is just a mess, and I need to rule it.
That is Dr. Horrible's sing-along blog.
Ah, that's nice.
So Everything Everywhere All at
status
Once,
is
the
not
point of the
quo.
movie, right, is nothing matters, everything is beautiful. And I like that.
I always told my son, I'm never going to give up on you, never going to let you down, never going to let you down, never going to say goodbye.
I believe the children are.
You know, leaving chat messages would probably be terrible. Just watch everyone leave.
What?
Did you just quote School of Rock?
All right, first mode.
You want next question for goofiness?
Works for me.
All right, I'm going to start with Dice this time. Dice, you still there?
Yep, I'm still here.
Which animals, multiple, would you like to mix together to make the next great species to take the world by storm?
Duck-billed platypus and a wolverine.
A duck-billed platypus and a wolverine.
I like it.
Can you provide insight as to why?
Can you imagine that thing running at you if you're outside camping at 3 a.m.?
Okay, so like what properties of each animal would come forth in the propagation?
It would have the flippers of the duck-billed platypus and the face of the wolverine, but the snout of the duck-billed platypus.
Would it
And
be
the tail
poisonous?
of the wolf, but the rump of the duck-billed platypus.
Okay. So it would be poisonous if it has the rump of the duck-billed platypus, then, right?
Yes. But
A
it has
duck-billed
it maintains the
platypi
wolf.
rumps
It maintains the wolf
poisonous?
teeth
Female
within the
ones,
boot.
yeah.
I love how detailed you got there. That was great.
All right, and we are going to Joe.
Oh boy, so I'm thinking about this and I'm thinking whale is a good one because it's a giant mammal. And then you take some other mammal that traditionally isn't that giant and you mix it with the whale. Now, I'm not sure exactly what the optimal thing there would be, but like maybe an octopus whale. Maybe well, that's not a mammal, but you get this
Oh my God.
you get back into
Ooh,
Kraken
nice.
territory. You know, people would be like, "Hey, what's crocolockin?" You know,
You're talking about it like a giant cuttlefish.
but like, I mean, really, just having some giant squids rolling around. You know, they have giant brains, and we're wasting all this computational power on like hashing Bitcoin. Like, maybe we should try to ask something with a giant brain something more meaningful. I don't know.
Okay. Fair enough. I'm gonna go local and whoop!
Oh gosh.
Bumper!
I'm not ready.
Go bumper! Go
ready.
bumper! Go bumper! Two, or it just said animals. It didn't say two.
Animals?
It just said two.
I
It
mean,
just
like-
said animals.
I'm just gonna go with a patu and another patu.
What's a patu?
It's a bird.
Yeah, it is a bird.
Is it a bird of prey?
It is, no, it's not a bird of prey.
For somebody who plays D&D, I'm mighty disappointed in how uninventive that was.
Oh, wow. You just got called out.
Oh no.
He looks
And
so
dynamite. Well done,
sarcastically
feelings are, like-
unoffended.
Hurt now.
He does not look at the least. Paul has an inordinate
patu.
amount of confidence. That is a. Oh my God! What?
Oh.
That is no. Thank you.
Wait, Joe says we were getting close to Hitchhiker's Guide with something. I missed it.
Oh yeah. I thought so too. With the super smart whale.
Oh yes.
Oh.
Joe said mix.
I have a tattoo of that.
Joe said mix a whale with an octopus, like the brain of an octopus.
Okay.
I mean, I led with I told you I wasn't ready.
You said okay. You did. All right.
But-
I'll come back. I'll circle back. Would you like me to circle
But
back?
for the rest of those that are here,
Cameras.
this is a patu.
That is
Wait,
not
wait,
coming
wait,
through.
wait. Chat.
That's not coming through. Paul,
You gotta
turn it,
move it.
on the playfield
There you
cam.
go. There you go. Oh.
It's blurry. It's blurry. It's blurry. It's blurry.
There we go. Perfect.
Ah,
No, wait.
no,
it's
flip it
focusing
up.
on the
Put
face.
it on the playfield camera.
Hold it the same
Playfield
distance away
camera.
from the camera as George's face. It's focusing on George's face. So
Tilt
if
it
you
up
put
on
it,
the playfield camera, right here.
hold it next to George.
No, the autofocus isn't on the playfield camera.
Oh, we never
Hey,
switched.
focusing
Did
on
we
the
never switch
reflection.
it back from the
It's an adorable Muppet bird.
George? Did we never
Okay.
switch it back? From
I
the-
have it set
Yeah,
to
that's it.
autofocus
There
on
it is.
faces.
George, did we never switch it back to?
No.
He
The-
switched it to that camera.
The
so that-
playfield
God,
is
the
set to
stream feels
manual
like a family
focus.
reunion right
No,
now.
I mean, did is
Like,
this not what
I'm
this
just gonna
focus on
step
the-
away and refill
No,
my
take
drink
the-
while they sort this camera
Remove
thing.
the no, get
Keep them calm, your DC.
Okay.
Do the things. Hi, Jedi.
Now. Do the things now.
Okay. Sorry. What was the animal again?
patu.
I'm gonna circle back because I want a more.
Somebody just.
interesting answer.
Oh, okay. So I should get my
Pure
15
retro coming in,
Gross, okay.
bringing 12 beautiful people over. Thank you so much. We have. That is my hat. That is my new favorite hat, by the way. The thinking cap. That is totally my hat.
I told you
Totally
I was going to steal it.
That is Dave and Alex, who just rated us from Pure Retro,
I need
Colorado.
to find another
Awesome
hat, 'cause I
stream.
need to,
They
like-
stream retro gaming. Amazing conversations between Alex and Dave. And we have Dave actually coming here for don't tell anyone, okay? But we have an Iron Pinball matchup this Thursday. But that's not the one that I'm referring to here, because Dave's gonna come in and help commentate for a matchup between Zach McCarthy and Escher Lefkoff.
Oh, shoot.
Which is going to be Iron Pinball Episode 3 happening on, I think it's June 25th. So that's like number 1 in the world versus like number, I think I'm guessing like in the top 20 or 30 in the world for
I
a
could look it
day here. We're gonna have him in for like 4 or 5 hours playing on all these games.
You okay?
It's gonna be
Yeah, I dropped my phone.
insane. And Dave's coming here to help commentate on that because I'm not good enough to understand what Zach and Escher are doing on these games, but Dave is good enough because Dave is right up there in the top like 400 or 500, I think. Like he can follow along and do an amazing job of not only commentating, but letting us know the thinking behind what Escher and Zach might be doing.
Read that right
Where
there.
is the chicken? Yeah, I don't know. The chicken's gone.
See,
The chicken may have been
Tracy,
thrown
how's it
out.
going?
See?
Tracy, are you in the chat?
Maybe.
Outer Spacey Tracy, or Tracy from Outer Spacey. However, what just happened? Why did I get a different hat?
What? I don't know what you're
Welcome
talking
to
about.
the stream, and thank you for joining us this evening.
No, thank you.
Tracy, you're like my favorite person.
All right, so all of the players that George just mentioned reside in
George,
Colorado.
George.
For context here,
Hold on, I gotta pause you because there's like amazing news. George,
What's up?
did Tracy hear the news?
I don't know, Tracy. Did you hear the ticket news today?
I heard that someone snagged me a ticket to Dory Hill, and I'm
Yes. Oh, shoot.
about to cry.
But once
Oh
again,
my gosh. I'm like so excited. I'm so excited
Awesome.
to play Sound Volpex in Colorado.
oh heck yeah! Ugh, and then I drank.
Okay,
I just
well,
I'm
wasted.
also
you
my
dancing like that, Janelle. That's exactly how I'm right now.
for context, though,
Yeah, for context.
George in Colorado on IFPA is 220th in the state.
Okay, wow.
Hell yeah.
220th.
Yeah,
220TH.
That's pretty bottom of the barrel. I feel like in the stat there are 220
There are a lot of people in that state.
Do you know how many people
It's
play pinball?
highly
There's a lot of people that
saturated.
play pinball.
It's
Especially
highly
Colorado.
saturated here in this-
225.
Thank you, Surreal.
All right,
Thank you.
so Dave Anderson, who's commentating, is 93rd in the state.
Okay.
Wow.
Mr. Anderson.
Yes.
Mr. Anderson, your people are.
Well, Pure Retro, thank you again so much for that raid and for bringing those beautiful people over. Oh, I'm just catching up. Pure Retro said, "Whoa, let's slow down. I'm mediocre."
Leroy.
Yeah, but Pure
Jenkins.
Retro, you are in the top 1,000, so you get the special pinball machines from the IFPA.
Zach McCarthy, who is playing in this, is 5th in the state.
Yeah, that's
In the state, where is Zach McCarthy in the world?
Who is Zach McCarthy?
In
Zach.
the world?
That's a ZMAC. So Zach, by the way, okay, here, hold on. We're gonna
full
jaws for a
swing
second
here.
about this. Zach, I met at Rocky Mountain Pinball Showdown, and I brought an amazing LE version of Magneto to the Rocky Mountain Pinball Showdown. And as we're playing, we're having fun, and we have a booth at that point because we put together a league management app. This kid comes by and destroys the game, beats it, puts up a score I have never seen before in X-Men, put up like 350 million, played for like, I think it was 45, maybe 50 minutes, and was like dancing as he was playing, and did this cool thing I'd never seen before where he was allowing the ball to not only dead flip from one side to the other, but then dead flip again. And something like bounce, 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 Like, he was doing crazy things to regain control of the ball without touching the pinball machine, and he destroyed it. And there we go. Dr. Curly Tech, number 26 in the world. Thank you. Which I'm assuming you were just pulling.
Yeah, I had it queued up.
Okay, you had it queued up.
Yeah.
No,
Thanks,
please
Doc.
say it. Please say it.
Thanks, Doc. Escher, though,
Yeah.
40th in the state.
Well,
In
he's number 1 in the world. How is he 40th in the state?
Yeah, how is that even possible?
Does he not enroll?
Because he's 5th
all
in
the-
California, 6th in Wisconsin, and 7th in Florida.
Oh,
not
interesting.
enroll in
Yeah,
all
he
the-
doesn't play, I think, a lot in Colorado.
Oh, that's
I mean,
true.
I played him
Yeah.
Saturday.
Saturday.
Yeah. So ZVAC was the first time, because that was way before I met Escher, was the first time I had seen anybody play at a level that was like, I don't even play pinball. I don't know what this is. And then I got to hang with Escher, and Escher who's like, oh, let's just beat the game 3 times in one night.
Escher is gonna open up his.
We
like,
never
pinball
touched
tutorials
on where
for
you're
him.
at in the world, though, George.
Yeah, let's not. We're good. We're fine. We're fine.
Hold on, we'll get there.
We can
Gotta
easily
get-
look this up.
Yeah, no. It's fine. No.
Oh, it's only 2,274th.
There we go.
Hey, that's pretty good.
You're in the
That
top
is-
3,000,
That's
George.
really good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
3,000.
So
Where
Derek
am I in
Price
the
plays in
world?
all my local tournaments. Yeah, says Jedi McMuffin. Yeah, knowing all it does, it bumps up your points, and also it's the way competitive nature goes. And people might disagree with me entirely here, and I'm totally fine with that. But you're only as good as your competition. Meaning that if you don't have somebody who's top 10 or top 50 in the world to play against, you're probably not likely, but I would assume that's holding you back. It is in your best interest to often play against people who are much better than you, because it pushes you to get better.
Yeah, George is actually higher than I am, and I'm like 17th in the state.
Are you really?
You're in the top 7th percentile.
When are you coming to District 82, George?
I would love to come to District 82.
I've been trying to rally people.
Why didn't you
Yeah,
come?
yeah. We need to set something. It's so much traveling. I just did South Carolina with my brother one last time before he ships. Well, let's say one last time, but he now wants his wife is setting up a fun trip out to Orlando. They're doing Disneyland just before he ships
I just
out.
booked the condo.
Disney World.
Disney World, thank you, not Disneyland. I appreciate
World.
that. Yep, yeah. So they're trying to get me to go do that, and I'm like, it's. But he ships out August 4th, I think, to go to Kuwait, and there's just a lot of stuff right now. My brother's active military, and this will be his 4th tour in active military. And then when he gets back, he hits the last 3 years, I think, of your of being in the military. You're in it for so long. The last 3 years are the 3 years that you can't be shipped out. And essentially you can't be fired. It's almost like tenure at a college, I think, except it's your final 3 years before you hit retirement.
Yeah,
So when he gets back, he's good, and obviously he's going to come back because we're
also
super
the
positive.
Special
tournament
circumstances
that happened
to
2 weeks
where
ago,
he could get called up, but it's
Why would you even
extremely-
say that? That's not helpful
I
to
won
this
the
conversation.
9/11 called for that.
Oh my God! You're going to bring up... Yeah.
I mean, to focus on the positive side of this, if
Thank
he's got
you, Joe.
17 years in when he comes back, they're going to want him training new people. They're not going to want to send him over necessarily.
Exactly. Yes.
Okay.
And so there's a lot to do stateside where he could be more influential than if he was over there.
Okay.
Okay.
And this will give you a
JZ,
chance
you're
to
up.
practice, George, for when we go drinking around the world at Epcot.
Epcot. We have to do Epcot. We talked about it. I think
Yeah,
it was
you guys did that.
No, well, we were gonna do it, but then Dice got a book deal, so everything got messed up.
I just want to show. Where's your camera?
It's true. Me achieving
I
my
just
lifelong
wanna
dreams is
show
ruining
the
George's
gap
plans.
between George's
I'm gonna-
head and my head when I wear his hat.
I'm
That's
99th in
like
Colorado.
Hey,
Like, that is-
100.
That is a decent gap between the two
Nickname in high
heads.
school.
Like, do you see how big your head is compared to mine?
Yes, I have a big head.
George is very aware.
Yeah, we know you have a big head.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
go
my
pee,
God.
and I'm not gonna
Everybody
turn my mic
knows
off.
you have a big head.
Please
Here's
make
the
sure
card.
to turn the mic
Continue.
off.
Continue. Yeah.
Oh
turn-
yeah, cool.
Unplug, dude.
Hey, Dorkster, welcome to the stream.
Yo.
All right.
To be fair, that hat did need to fit all of Dustin's hair under it.
There's a lot of hair. Now, I just shaved the sides of my head, and it's crazy.
Are you saying you have a lot of hair?
Huh?
Did
No.
you just open yourself up for that?
It's crazy how much it requires me to expand. Like right now, I'm at 3 on this one, but if I let my hair grow out, I have to open it up to a 2.
You do have pretty thick hair. You are pretty thick.
Do you know your hat size?
I am 7 and 5/8.
I just
With,
Okay,
with
yeah, I'm
a
7 and
shaved
a
head.
half. And I think
Okay.
that's mainly the hair.
Ow! Yeah. Tracy,
So
you have
I'm
Tracy, you have a
1/8
lot of hair.
smaller than your giant head.
Yeah.
But it's because of all your brains.
I don't know my snapback size, but I oddly know my Stetson size.
Interesting.
I mean, okay.
I'm a solid 8.5 when I'm rocking a cowboy hat.
Nice.
Okay.
Okay, there we What? Time to spend my enemy's
To go
blood.
Oh yeah, Insanity Falls
I'm
and I
not
have been talking
reading
about Bloodborne. It's a video game. Don't mind us, Janelle.
I am not gonna read that out loud.
So we got the opportunity to hang out with Insanity Falls at, it wasn't Expo. Wait, was that Expo or TPF? I think it was TPF. I don't know. I've totally mixed the two together because since COVID, I have had no ability to chronologically order things. But oh yeah, go for it.
She's got.
Yep. And this is shaved head, so it's like just my skin. If my hair gets long enough, I gotta go to a 2.
I
It
know
was
it's the
TPF,
hat you were
okay.
given, George, and not the
I
hat
still
you
have to
started
do it.
with, but that being a cookies hat, it looks so much more believable that Paul would try to sell me edibles than you would.
A thinking cap.
Trying to sell edibles now? What?
Well, Cookies is a dispensary in California.
It is?
Yes.
Where in California?
Dice
that
probably
was-
knows.
Tremendous edibles.
Does any?
I don't actually even partake.
Same.
I also don't partake.
Same.
But if Dice
mean,
was
I used
here,
to
I
all
would
the time.
partake.
When
No
I
question.
was heavily streaming, I was also heavily sucking.
What? Really?
Oh, I gotta go feed kittens. I'll be right back.
Okay.
I don't
Okay.
know if that was slang for, like, I gotta take some edibles too, or if he's actually going to use
I
them.
know, right? I gotta go feed the
That's
kittens.
Ooh.
It's like, you know what eats is tiny cats.
It also gets a little weird. I have been watching nothing but She-Ra with Zoe for
Oh
the
my
past
gosh.
like 2 weeks. Fantastic. This is my second time through the She-Ra television show, and I think it's either 3 or 4 seasons.
Buddy.
But there's Katra, and the writing in She-Ra is up there with My Little Pony. It is so good. There's so much adult humor in that show.
Adult.
I know you mean that in a good way, but like, when I think about that sentence in the abstract, if that appeared in the New York Times, it's like
Yep.
writing in She-Ra is up there with My Little Pony. Like seeing that in like Times New Roman in print, it's like, oh boy.
No,
I
but
didn't
My
know
Little
they came
Ponies.
out with a new era. I was just like,
Yeah.
all of a sudden your daughter's watching like the 1985 series She-Ra?
Legit.
No.
Legit.
No.
Tracy,
The new
legit.
one, and the new one is so great because it takes the general idea of She-Ra and empowers her so much more. There's so much more backstory as to how the energy and magic of the world they're on in Etheria got there, and also why Etheria exists and why these other entities outside the world of Etheria want in. And it deals with the concept of like clones and hive minds. Like it goes way deep into science fiction. And on top of that, it is probably the single most inclusive show I have ever experienced. Like one of my favorite characters in Trapta, who's basically Donatello with the worst case of Asperger's syndrome you've ever heard of. Like it's fantastic. Every part of She-Ra is just wonderful. And once again, and when I say something like it is comparable to My Little Pony, remember, My Little Pony has episodes where the entire thing is a D&D game in one episode, and another one references The Big Lebowski and Doctor Who at the same time. And
I
another
mean,
one.
Weird Al was on it, so.
Weird Al,
no,
yeah,
the thing is,
absolutely
like,
in
I know
it.
what you mean, George. I'm not trying to call you out on this, but like,
No,
also,
but
I'm
I have to like
I
defend
have to
myself
see it both
there.
ways. You know, I look at like, how does this make sense to somebody like me, and how does this make sense to somebody completely on the outside? You know?
Yeah. No, totally.
But like, I mean, my exposure to this show, my kid was trying to watch Arthur on the PBS app, and every time she tried to click on an episode, it would start playing the audio from multiple episodes simultaneously. And and she was just fine with it because she's a child who can just watch an episode of Arthur with 3 different audio streams. And I'm like, trying to work in the corner, and I'm like, no, you can't watch this right now. She's like, what's wrong? And I'm like, this is 3 different episodes of Arthur simultaneously. I cannot do my work and listen to this. Like, let's see what's on Netflix. Okay, there's a new She-Ra. Let's put that on. And I put that on, and I did this elaborate thing on Twitter where I pretended, I was like, oh, you know, I'm watching this thing with my kid. It's like a gender-bent interpretation of Egyptian mythology. It's interesting. They've taken the concept of Ra as a godhead, which is traditionally split into multiple parts, and spread it between She-Ra and Cat-Ra, and theoretically other elements of the Ra aspects throughout the show. I'm curious to see where they go with this. Oh, okay, so this character is the archer that represents this from Egyptian mythology. But, like, I mean, it's just a good show. You know, I was ragging on it on Twitter with that.
What is the archer's name?
The Art
I didn't
Bo.
realize it was on Netflix, and it is now added to my watch list.
It's
Bo is the
so
archer.
good. Yeah. And Bo is great. Bo is just the like constantly looking for positive ways to think of every situation, and you end up learning so much over time. Like a good Netflix television series.
Wait, man.
There are entire episodes dedicated to what is going on here. What's on my head?
Your mic? Oh.
Okay. Entire episodes dedicated to like character build certain characters along the way, and Bo and his family is fantastic. I don't want to spoil any of it for you.
George, did Kevin Smith only do the new He-Man, or did he do She-Ra too?
No, he just did He-Man.
Yeah.
And
Wait, didn't he also do Clerks?
He also did
yes, he
Clerks, Chasing Amy, Mallrats, and then a whole bunch of movies nobody cares about.
Hey, Red State was great. I really like Red
was
State.
great. That was a good
Yeah.
horror movie. Thank you.
Yeah, it was. Red State's awesome.
By
That's
the way,
probably
George,
his best
this
movie.
fall, Clerks 3 is coming out.
Clerks 2 had moments. Like, there is a good quotable line.
Hey, also Dogma's great.
Oh,
too.
you're right. I'm so sorry. Jedi McMuffin. Dogma was fantastic.
Yeah.
There's
That
so many
should-
quotable lines from Clerks 2.
You never, I can't say it, but you never go to mouth. Sometimes you do.
Or you want to ask?
When you're done chewing down on
Yes.
the no-no parts of your lover, you kiss him, right?
Wow. Went with Mikey. Never got that ball save.
And yes, Tracy, that's absolutely where I was going with that.
Just to confirm, it's ass, right? Okay, good.
Yes, it is. Sorry, I don't want to say that. You can say it.
Hey,
Have
it's
you-
a sailboat.
It's a schooner.
It's a schooner. So I have a signed DVD of Mallrats from Kevin Smith that I have met Kevin Smith before, but he did not sign it when I purchased that. It was just at a DVD store on sale for $10 because they didn't notice it was a signed copy of Mallrats.
Wow.
See, the only thing I have signed from Kevin Smith is when I met him, I had him sign my Blunt Man and Chronic action figures.
Oh yeah. I did get a chance to meet Stan Lee and had him sign my copy of Mallrats as well. So it's signed by Kevin Smith and Stan Lee.
Oh my God, that's awesome. And Stan Lee was in Mallrats. If you weren't familiar with the movie.
Yep.
And there was also a callback to that in Captain Marvel.
Wait a second. Just don't answer it. Let me just think about that. Where is there a callback?
It
In
was
the
Stan Lee's
Stan Lee
cameo in Captain Marvel.
Yeah, and he talks about why is he so hyper-focused on superheroes junk? Is there a reference to that?
Yeah, he was reading the Mallrats script on the bus.
Oh.
I don't remember.
Oh, that would make sense because Captain Marvel takes place in the 90s, so he would have been preparing for his role in Mallrats.
Hilarious. I've
So
not
is he actually
seen-
playing Stan Lee in that case if he's preparing for his role in Mallrats? Is Stan Lee on the bus actually Stan Lee on the bus?
I'm not sure about the bus, but Stan Lee is Stan Lee in Mallrats.
Good old Stanley.
Where did Jay-Z go?
I think she went to the restaurant.
Why
don't
is
know, where did
everybody
Paul go?
going to the... Yeah,
I think he went to smoke.
Also, Sammy left, so Sammy
and
said,
Sammy...
yeah,
we
She
lost
said
Sammy.
goodnight, and she just bounced out.
Okay, well, while we're waiting, the next question. By the way, we have actual cards with these questions, which are fantastic. It was a card game called The Shame of Life. This one is
Oh, God.
Netflix wants to do a special about you. Where would you prefer them to get their material? Interviews with your exes or hidden cameras in your house? Tracy, you go first.
My exes are all pretty awful, but somehow I still feel like that would be better than just spying on me. And I feel like if it's an ex, it's like, oh, okay, like we got to take this with a grain of salt because obviously they're an ex for a reason, so there's got to be some.
Right. You would
level
would
of-
take that with a grain
So
of
I'm
salt.
gonna hide behind that. I'm gonna hide behind that and say, yeah, don't look at me in my private place, please. Like
Okay.
this is my home. I'm surrounded by my own filth. Like, please don't watch me.
Okay. Surreal, same
back
question to
of
you.
Volkswagen.
Would you choose exes, interviews of exes, or hidden cameras?
Oh, he's feeding kittens.
That's right, he's still feeding kittens. My bad. Okay, cool. Moving on then.
Feeding kittens.
Yeah, we never figured out what that was code for. But,
It's not a code. He's actually feeding kittens.
oh no, I took it off. It's over there, and it's muted, so you gotta turn it back on. Dice, you're up next.
Dice.
Sign me up for the cameras because I know all of my exes would lie about something. At least with the cameras, you know what you're seeing was real.
Okay.
But that's part of the fun.
Yeah,
feel-
I'm with Tracy on this one. I like the fact that there's nothing better in a story than an unreliable narrator, and there's no one more unreliable than my exes.
Yeah.
My life isn't fun, so if you really want to watch it, tune in. If that's what you get your rocks off to, go ahead.
Huh. Okay. Joe, you're up next.
Yeah, like I said, I'm with Tracy on this one. Unreliable narrators, give it to my exes. You know, but
Okay.
like you're gonna get the most interesting story that way.
Okay, that
I
makes
feel
sense.
like I'm way more boring than people assume I am, and let's just filter that through a lens of whatever that is.
Oh, I totally misunderstood. I thought Tracy said stay the F out of my personal life. But like, don't talk to my exes.
No,
just
to
stay
talk
out
to the
of
exes.
my private place, which is my bedroom.
Ah, got it.
Okay, so the question is, now that Paul's here in house, we got Netflix wants to do
Just Paul, not me.
a special about you. Where would you prefer them to get material? Interviews with your exes or hidden cameras in your house?
Gotta be exes, Paul. Come on.
Do you want in on this?
I mean, if you want an interesting one, it would be interviews with my exes.
Okay. Interviews with exes.
I mean, I'm the only one here with 2 ex-wives, so.
Okay. Nope, I only have one. MJ, you're up.
For ex-wives.
Yeah. So
Broad.
this is how you can tell MJ went to film school. There's this documentary on Netflix called The Rolling Roadshow Review, Rolling Thunder Review, a Bob Dylan story. It's directed by Martin Scorsese. And it's a documentary about Bob Dylan's 1976 tour. And the thing about that tour is there was nothing remarkable about it whatsoever, to the point where when Scorsese approached Dylan about making the documentary, he was like, I don't remember that tour. Like, nothing happened on it. So they just made a bunch of stuff up. They like invented characters. There's a guy who was like the tour photographer in the documentary that they interview about being on tour with them, who's clearly too young to have been alive when they did the tour.
He's probably just got a good skincare routine. I mean,
No, they just made him up. He's literally just a made-up character. So he's just lying the entire time about what it was like to be on the Rolling Thunder Review.
Oh, okay, in fairness, a lot of vampires pretend that they weren't alive for things.
Sure, but it uses that sort of like
like
artificiality to
Artistic
talk about
interpretation.
to talk about where America was in 1976. Like, it's the bicentennial, but it's like a few years after Vietnam. The hippie movement had ended, so it says a lot about like what was happening at
Gordon
the time through this
Lightfoot.
like half documentary, half artificial.
Okay.
I
Gordon
mean, have you ever
Lightfoot.
heard Bob Dylan talk? Like, he's not
Yeah.
really the
Gordon
epitome of
Lightfoot.
excitement. You know what I mean?
They even invented a guy named Gordon Lightfoot.
Say that again, Tracy.
They even invented a guy named Gordon Lightfoot. That's hilarious.
I mean, that
Oh,
totally
yeah.
does sound like a made-up name if you think about it.
He's the
I was
great
saying
Canadian
that
one.
Bob Dylan, if you think about it, is not the most exciting person. So
What
when
do you
hear him,
mean,
like when you hear him
JP?
talk, like he's not really full of
yeah.
excitement.
He's
Yep.
totally.
You
Yeah,
have
well,
to-
he also lied a lot in his autobiography, Chronicle Volume 1. So anyway, interviews with exes, because that's way more fun. And I think through that like layer of artificiality, you can learn a lot about a person still. I mean, the man was in a movie called Masked and Anonymous, right? Like, that's his entire career, and he's done pretty okay with that idea of like truth through artifice.
Okay. Sorry, so to answer the question, would
X's.
you prefer X's? Okay, got it.
Okay, wait, also, does anybody here speak Latin? Because I don't, like, have a formal family crest, but, like, whatever truth through artifice is, I want that in Latin. That is gold. I
It would
love
have
it.
to be Veritas something.
Yeah, Veritas is
I believe
truth,
it's just
right?
called fake news.
Tracy, I don't want to be fake news.
Just called fake news, man. Just fake news.
Oh, no.
Do I get to
I'm
go?
too
Yeah,
culturally
Jay-Z, you're
relevant
up.
to be cool.
I mean, this is
so-
2022. It does make sense to have fake news on a family crest.
So I'm gonna be the black sheep here, and I'm gonna say my day-to-day life, but post-divorce, like it has to start, or like about the time I moved out, because that's about the time my life got super interesting. Or maybe my life got interesting shortly before then, because I mean, I've I have like looked through my journals since then, and holy sugar snaps, my life is an HBO special. like from like going to the Dominican Republic and being tossed out of my hotel room to lots of interesting intimate encounters with multiple people, and lots of drama that I did not welcome, but it happened, and lots of self-discovery, and becoming a young grandmother, and yeah. So I like, but like just like, yeah, in the past couple of years, I would have to say that yeah, Veritas per
Artificium?
Artificium?
following me around, other than like me probably scratching my butt, like, I don't know, which I'm sure they edit that out of the Kardashians.
Also, fake news in Latin is one word.
Well, keep in mind, though,
Is
the
that
stuff
fake
that
news?
they edit out for television, it's exactly the sort of thing that makes it the YouTube supercut. Here's the YouTube supercut of the butt scratching.
Right.
Sure.
Yeah,
What was
you're
that? What was
just
that?
like get images and like videos of me torturing my dog with kisses on his face. Like there's not gonna be anything interesting happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Lots of
like
sleeping.
currently it is about like my self betterment and like doing lots of homework, and there was that call I told you about earlier today that I was like, oh my god, I can't believe that this is real life. This is a criminal. and I'm in this call, and I was in a call with.
Whoa, don't give any details.
I just like a person that I'm pretty sure was a criminal, and I'm like, holy crap, this is real life. And there are times that I'm pretty sure, like once every 3 weeks, do I call you with like a holy crap, this is real life?
Yeah, you definitely have a lot of those moments.
Yeah, so.
Okay, so you would do the cameras as opposed to X's.
Hi, C&K.
Yeah, hi C&K.
Hello. Bonjour. Hola.
I think I'm the last one to go. Has anyone else not gone?
Yeah, I think we've all gone. Now we have to hear what you have to say.
Yeah, mine would be cameras without a question. I think the
Yeah,
do
because
that
you have
anyway on
like
Twitch,
3
right?
X's.
I'm sorry.
This is just your life. This is just your life right now. This is pretty much what you do. It would just be you talking to strangers on the internet in front of pinball machines.
Well, maybe not just that, but yeah.
There's
Like,
other stuff.
yeah, there's some other stuff. I would say my life
No,
is
you don't have a life outside of this. This is all you do. Don't even lie. This is exactly your life.
No
There's
life.
nothing else
It's
happening.
just
You don't
this.
even have a daughter. That's
Your
just made up.
family's like
That's
you're.
just T-Raw conversation totally made up.
You know, it's one of those things like, you know, if the government's going to surveil everything I do, might as well scream it all and make money from it. You know, I get it. I'm there.
Legit. Yeah.
Yeah, but if it's just in my house, like I spend multiple hours a day not in my house, so then you're just getting shots of my cats wandering. around.
No. Assume that you'd have a camera crew like following you
Okay.
as you go do
Well,
stuff
doesn't it
outside.
say hidden
I mean,
cameras though?
George's
Okay.
primary family is pretty interesting.
Turtles.
Interesting.
Yeah, they're pretty interesting.
If cameras followed me around, it would really be like the old enough series that's on Netflix where they follow like 4-year-old Asian kids going to the grocery store by themselves.
Oh man,
and
what a cool
fumbling.
concept.
That is my life.
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
That's what that would be.
Like have you guys seen the show Terrace House on
No.
Netflix? It's literally just like Japanese people living together. It's like the real world, but they don't manufacture any drama between them. So like the most dramatic thing that happens is someone eats all the eggs so they can't have oma rice for breakfast now.
I don't know why that sounds wonderful. Like the Great British Baking
Yeah,
Show
it's
where
very,
everyone
like,
just like
comforting.
roots for everyone else.
Yeah, Americanized versions of everything just totally bastardize it, you know? Like,
Yep.
it's always like, oh, this person is a single mom and lost her job. She has to fight for her life on Top Chef or whatever the hell.
Oh my
I don't
god.
know.
And
Friends,
then I'm like, hey, you dropped your cake? We love
Friends-
you anyway. You
Friends
know,
did
it's just
pretty
like
well.
silly differences
Friends?
like that.
Oh. Well, The Office, right? The Office did really well.
yeah.
Yeah.
Friends in the Office is your counter argument to that, Tracy.
Yeah, I guess
Ma-
Office, but that's a sitcom and not like reality
That is scripted
TV
TV.
show.
Well, and The Office also works because of the ensemble, right? So, like, if they're following me and 20 other people who are around me all the time, you're going to get a better show than just following me. I think I spend 90% of my time sitting in a chair talking on the phone. And I'm not trying to, like, diminish my accomplishments because, like, I feel pretty good about what I do. I feel like I help people, I make stuff people enjoy, but, like, realistically, it's a visual medium film, and you're gonna get more out of, like, dramatic recreations of what my exes say than just here's a camera of Joe talking into a microphone, you know?
Friends was also originally a British sitcom as well. Right alongside.
No, you're kidding.
No, I'm
Was
not.
it really?
It really was. Now, what was?
Yeah, it was called Mates.
Yep.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, it's real. You're obviously lying, but like,
No. All this is real. But what was bastardized by America that didn't hold up, still a sitcom, was the IT Crowd
Oh my
yeah,
gosh,
they did
I
like
remember
one episode of
that.
that.
Yeah.
with Joe
Greatness.
With
Joe-
Iwadi?
with Joe Hale.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, yeah. Was it Joel McHale?
Richard
Yeah,
Ayoade.
it was Joe
Yep.
McHale.
yeah, and what's her face who later on became Cersei?
Is that Natalie Dormer?
Okay.
Is that her name?
Let's do
I can't
that.
remember. But she
I mean,
later on-
Friends. It says the internet says that Friends was kind of based a little bit on a show called Coupling, which I believe they also made an American
That's
version
what it
of.
was
They
called.
did make
But
an
that's
American
like
version
more
of Coupling.
about sex and stuff than just
Yeah.
like friends meeting at a damn coffee house and have a monkey for some reason or something. I don't know. I've never really watched Friends, but I think that's what happens.
I mean, if you did watch Friends, you would realize how many vocal intonations George has similarly with
Let's
Chandler.
start a mode.
What? Are you trying to call me Chandler?
Yeah.
I don't know what to do about that right there.
You put the emphasis on the second syllable of everything you say.
It's so funny because I grew up with Friends. Like, I matured through high school with Friends, and I definitely always saw myself as Chandler.
Same.
Okay. Yeah, I saw you as Chandler too.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I see you as Chandler now. And it was something that I realized like 2 or 3 months into dating you. I was like, holy potatoes. You sound like Chandler.
That's slander George would never bang. Dr. Curly Tech, I love the idea. It was the episode where nobody knew what Chandler did for a living.
Yeah, George definitely
I
performs.
don't know what you do for a living.
There you
George
go.
definitely analyzes Venus reports.
It's very important.
Okay.
The Venus.
Those are gone.
But that's the reason I would choose the cameras because just about every minute of every single one of my days is scheduled to do something. And I'll give you an example. Just tonight, I interviewed Joel in preparation for the battle, and I somewhat forgot that I had scheduled that. And just before that, I had got home about 20 minutes before I forgot I had scheduled that interview. And I had been at the gym for roughly an hour and a half, and that was after working for my government job from about 8:15 this morning until it was roughly about 5:15. And I didn't get an opportunity to finish dinner because there was the interview, and then while I was in that interview, I was missing texts from a friend who needed to drop off a couch. And then she showed up while I was in that interview, and we dropped off couches here. Then they came in for drinks. I had to basically finish the interview a little bit early. That said, I got all of the content I need because Joel is fantastic. Had drinks and had just enough time to move the pinball machines before MJ got here in time for the stream. And that is like every single day because I have a standard job, a side job, I stream 3 nights a week, and I still try to be a parent on top of all of that and work out and go do occasionally fun things.
Fine,
Another
George,
reason
I'll
why
work
I
out
would not
tomorrow.
have cameras in my house because it's like I don't do anything like this. Like I don't compare to people who actually do shit with their life. Come on.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, for real.
Also, your movie would probably, or your series would end with like, rest in peace because you work for a government job and you let cameras in. So, I mean,
Yeah.
Shortly lost his
sorry about
job.
that.
It's a 1-episode series that ends with George getting black bagged.
Yep.
I mean, cameras in my house would be my cat having conversations with me.
Yeah, you and Ludo and just hanging out.
Oh, well, yeah, we have full-on conversations.
Yeah.
I know exactly what he's saying.
Yeah. Yeah, 90% of cameras in my house should be all the nicknames that I have for my cats, so I get it.
Okay, just so you know, I pet my cat's head with my dog's paw sometimes just to give myself the like, there's nothing interesting happening here.
I know what I'm doing the next time I see the cats snuggling on the bed together. They're gonna hate that.
Wait, I won?
I think you won.
Did you?
How?
Good job.
High five, just because I want to
But
slap
how?
MJ's hand.
Because I don't know how to play this game.
Oh, well, in that case, I mean, we could do a little bit of a walkthrough.
Sure.
We should catch up on chat.
Okay.
Yeah, I've always thought that
Coupling came
a
out
one-player
after
game
Friends.
would be beneficial. Okay, too late for that, but
I'm so sorry.
But like, so here's my thing, right? So I played what felt like a long time, at least as long as you did on our first game.
if you're not
and
in
you
a
scored
mode, you're not doing
tripled
anything.
my score.
Yes.
It's well, actually, if you're not in a multi-ball, you're not doing anything.
The multi-ball, also initiating the 2x is pretty huge.
Okay.
On like House of Horrors, if you're not in a mode, you're not.
Watch your mouth.
I said horrors.
I was playing.
I don't even know what to do with that.
If you don't have the right pizza toppings, you're not doing anything.
Can
Yeah, I don't know.
Can I catch up on chat?
Yes, please catch us up on chat.
So,
A lot of people opt for.
Chaotic,
do you know
thank
what
you for the
turtle
bits.
to choose?
so
I was watching.
Joel Error says
tournament,
coupling came out after Friends. I
Raphael
thought.
is a lot of people's
Why would
first
you
pick. I like
try to
choose
redo IT Crowd?
Yeah, so I was watching. Like,
I couldn't be bothered by moving my B2S to take a photo of my score. You're now cameoing in Virtual Pinball Channel. Hope you don't mind, says Higher Peanut.
he was like,
You're cameoing on Higher Peanut's VP.
Oh, I am?
Yeah.
Okay.
competition mode.
Dr. Curly Tech says that's slander. George would
I don't know how to
never
do
ping.
topics.
Yeah, I definitely
he
saw that.
would,
But you're
yeah.
talking topics.
I never got into Chandler Bing's pinball stream.
George got topics.
Did Chandler Bing have a pinball stream?
What?
Does Matthew Perry have a pinball stream?
No.
Oh. Bing,
know how to
I
like
started
that.
watching Sopranos and I never saw a single episode, says CNK. Dr. Curly Tech says if you don't have the right pizza toppings, you're not doing anything. There you go. Caught up.
How do you lock in the pizza toppings? Like, how do you get pizza toppings?
I have no idea.
Okay.
I
So
just try to
supposedly, like,
play
if you
through
choose
the modes.
octopus, there's something special with that. I don't know. I never get enough time on this game, like
So-
to understand what the hell I'm doing. to keep
Yeah,
it in
same.
play.
Tonight are the longest games I've ever had on it, too.
So I wasn't playing pinball aggressively when
Good night,
Walking
Razor
Dead
Randon.
came out.
See
But
you,
the way
Razor.
people described Walking Dead when it first came out, and the way this game feels very similar to me.
I actually really like this game.
Can
Yeah.
I tell the Zoe
No,
story
this
about her
game
word of
needs
the
a,
night
like a
last night?
heavy fucking.
What was her
alignment
word of the night?
sheets.
Paul needs to do push-ups.
Yeah. It was worth it though.
He
This game
said
needs a
F-bomb.
heavy,
A, B, C, D,
like Fargo ice hole.
F-bomb.
Yeah, I did. And then I quoted Fargo.
Thank you, Tracy.
It needs a code revamp. It's broken. It's not good. It needs a code revamp like Mando needs a code revamp.
Yeah.
How do you light your 2x?
Spell
Layer?
layer
With a
twice
flashlight.
and
Spell
then hit
layer.
the 2x target. That part I do know.
Can I tell the story of Zoe
Sure.
and her favorite word last night? Can I say the word?
Sure.
So last night we were watching She-Ra, and what's Katris? What's her name? Katra. Katra has a cat person, cat humanoid thing person, and she she is fighting She-Ra. So what did you say? The whole series is like a love story to
Between
Katra
Katra
and She-Ra.
And She-Ra, yep.
And Zoe gets a word stuck in her head, which is another word for cat. And it's willow, cat, peacat.
Mr. Hardluck.
Good night,
have a
Mr.
great night.
Hardluck. And
The
so
hard looks like
she
I
just,
got no time for this. I can't guess what this word is. Could be anything.
and so
bed.
Zoe's just like, it's my pee. This is my pee all night long. This is my pee.
Oh no.
And then then
Guess they're the
like
darndest
Patrick gets
things.
upset and her tail gets all puffy, and she's like, her tail's all pussed out. And George is like, stop it, just stop it.
I did not say that.
say
What
it.
I gave her
You said-
better
yeah,
words.
you said it's puffed.
Poofed. It's poofed.
Poofed. And she was like, no, it's puss. And she was like, it's a pussy, Dad. She's a pussy cat. It's
Okay, to be honest, this would be really funny if there were cameras around.
Exactly. See, that's what I'm getting at. I
and
feel
she just like, because I made her like a balloon bouquet of flowers, and she drew cat eyes and like cat paws and a cat tail on one of the flowers out of balloons. And she was like, it's a pussy. Look at it, you know. It's my pussy cat, and it's a pussy, and it's my pussy cat.
Oh my God, you are saying that word so much.
What do you think I felt like last night? That is what happened when the child
No,
had the
I'll agree with
and
Jordy's
P
answer.
is
Honestly.
for pussycat.
Is it gonna do it?
Because I mean,
Oh.
exes of George's would just be like, he likes the village.
and that is
What are you implying, sir?
and every
like The
time
Village.
The Village is a great
this
movie.
lovely little 8-year-old child said this word, George was
I
just
know a lot
like,
of people don't like it.
I'm not alone.
Yeah, I know. I know I'm in the minority.
I just twitching.
No, not in this room.
Just
50-50 in this room.
it's okay, you don't. It's a. And then finally he was like, "Can you find another word?" It's poofed.
Mr. Hardlock,
She's just a cat. She's a kitty.
thanks for hanging out.
So yeah,
Chew.
that's when an 8-year-old gets a word stuck in her vocabulary.
Is your daughter the type of kid who, if they knew it was a bad word, they would like say it all the time?
Oh yeah. What's the Britney Spears song? The Britney Spears
The Britney
song.
Spears song, "Work Bitch." We have had entire conversations around. She wanted to know why I like the song so much, and then she wanted to know why it was a swear word. And to this day, it's still one of her favorite songs, but she knows she's not allowed to say it because the first thing I did was allow her to say the word. I'm like, it's fine when you're singing the song, it's part of it. You can say the word. And then she immediately, not an hour later, called somebody a bitch. And I'm like, nope, done. Sorry, I was wrong. I can be a better parent. I apologize at
can't
this
handle your
point. You
freedom.
cannot say it. Yep.
I will have you all know I am Auntie
It's
Janelle, and
because
I know
had
a
this
lot
whole
more things
conversation,
than Daddy
and
does.
Joe, I don't know if you'll be able to appreciate this, but
Oh, I appreciate this a lot. My kid's favorite album is the Hamilton soundtrack.
okay,
Oh.
okay.
There's a lot
Oh.
of swearing in that, right?
there is.
Oh yeah.
She understands, like, and you know, my kid though is maybe 8 months older than yours, and so like she's just like at the point though where she understands like the difference between, like, okay, there are certain things that are representational in art that are acceptable that are not conversational, you know. And even if she can't articulate that, she hasn't made my life worse. She hasn't hassled me about it, like what you're describing. Like she knows these words are in this piece of art she likes, and she knows they're words that she's not supposed to use, and that's
So
okay.
she's not at school like learning history and being like Southern Mother Democratic Republican.
Yeah,
Yes.
no, she's not doing that, and like,
Okay, that's good.
you know, and I think that's part of kind of the socialization process for children.
Right, yeah.
Like, I don't think you need to shield them from like, oh, these words don't exist or these concepts don't exist.
Yeah, I
It's like,
think it's a
Until-
teaching moment to tell them like when it means something in one instance and when it means something in another instance,
Until
and like
they're
when and where to
13.
say it and what have you.
So until they're 13, and they think it's just cool to say these words. And I really appreciate George's ex-wife. And sorry, I gotta. Yes, Insanity Falls. It could have been worse. It could have been WAP. And Higher Peanut. Yes, there is a Kids Bop version of WAP.
Winning at pinball? Is that what you mean?
oh my gosh,
It's
I've
Weird
been
Al
looking for
pinball.
one more song to complete my next album, and winning at pinball would be an amazing parody.
Yep.
I've
It's
already
a
started to
WAP.
write a
It's a
Weird Al
WAP.
pinball parody song of WAP.
Yeah,
So,
it's
I
a
already
WAP.
practiced with
Tracy, I'm
pinball
gonna
with
see
a
I
VR
don't
video.
cook.
No, I'm
clean.
over WAP. I want to rake leaves. That's what I
So-
want.
Yes, yes, I
Oh
want
my
that.
gosh.
You gotta let
So-
this one go, buddy.
We will lost you.
I appreciate Jess for like my kid
Once the fall
was
comes,
like
we're making
13
music
and going like through like thinking swearing was cool and like was just like dropping swear words all the time and Jess like looked at my kid and was like, hey, that's not cool. Like, I know you think you sound cool, but you don't. And if you continue to talk like that, I can't have you be around this little that you love. So, like, you should probably watch your mouth if you want to be considered to be taken seriously.
I'm really glad that none of your kids listen to metal rap.
Metal
What was
rap.
Yeah, with the language that's included in.
Yeah, my kids
Hey,
listen to
speaking
a lot
metal
of
rap,
J-pop
George,
and
did you go
K-pop.
see Limp Bizkit the other week?
I did.
We
you?
did, yeah.
How was that?
It was really good.
Nice.
Like,
Yeah, bucket.
way
know,
better than
not-
I thought it would be.
It was on my birthday, and I
Yes.
thought about going.
Supposedly, those who curse are smarter.
That's what
I'm
I've
going
heard.
to side with that article that I've read before that says that.
Yeah,
As
I've
a
heard
person
that as
who
well.
curses a lot.
yep. Those who curse are more honest.
Yeah, I'm pretty.
I heard honest, not
Uh,
smart.
that makes
Yeah, yeah, that tracks based on what I know
Pretty
about me.
fucking
Yeah, I'm pretty honest. So
Can
That
I
was my
do
line of
a?
the night, George, by the way.
Oh no, yeah, totally good.
Tracy, I'm gonna ask you this.
Uh-oh.
Invent a public figure scandal that will rock the world in the next year.
I was really hoping you were going to say invent a public figure skater. But I was like, oh, where'd she go
Also,
with this?
just as equally good
Yeah, Blades of Glory, the next ninja ice skater. Woo,
to Blade. What just happened?
that was your phone.
That was my phone?
yeah.
Yeah,
Why?
That's all.
because it
all.
was sitting on the edge so carelessly.
It's only got like 2 cracks in it.
Okay, so for that question, I mean, sorry to always bring this dude up, but if it came out that Weird Al was actually like an absolute piece of shit, then I think that would blow people's minds. Because like he's the only one who had like a behind the music where he wasn't, you know, like addicted to drugs and like, you know, having sex scandals and all these other things. So if it comes out, if he was an absolute piece of crap and was like, I don't know, had these bad things happen, like maybe certain files in his computer or cheats on his wife.
Oh my gosh, please no,
something.
not those files.
Sure.
No,
Not-
no, no. But
not
I'm saying
Subway
like that.
Jared.
If that were to happen, which it freaking won't, because he's a G-damn angel. Okay. I think something like that would happen because you know politics, shit like that happens all the time, and you know we're not surprised. I think if something happened to a guy like this, people.
I don't even know how badly my life would be affected if Weird Al turned out to be a bad guy. Same.
Joe, I have his face on my body. I have his face tattooed on my body. So,
I am-
like,
that's
that
a-
personally
yeah.
tracks for me.
Discord people, can you not see video right now?
I've got the stream on delay. I can see it like 5 seconds
Okay.
later live.
Yeah, we see it later.
Okay. Well, so
There's a delay.
I'm currently wearing a Spatula City T-shirt.
Yeah,
What?
Dice mentioned that earlier. That's awesome.
Hilarious.
Yeah. So like,
I'm
yeah,
stuck in the
I've been on a
drive-thru.
podcast about Weird Al actually.
Yeah. So have I.
Which one?
Well, the pinball one, Backbox Pinball Podcast, they talked about the Weird Al pinball machine.
That was
Okay.
a great episode.
That was
Oh,
good.
thank you.
Do you listen to Beard Al?
I'm sorry. Can you say that
Beard
again?
Al?
Beard Al?
So it's BEER apostrophe D Al. podcast.
Okay,
And
I
it is
like the
really
beer.
hope that's like
Yeah,
a
yeah,
drag
yeah.
king thing, because that would be fantastic.
Right?
No, it's a podcast about beer and Weird Al.
Well, the hands down best drag Weird Al is Tracy. Hands down.
True.
Tracy,
Actually,
you
I
did
got
have the
really
best.
lazy. One Halloween, I got really lazy, and I was like, I can't just keep dressing up like Weird Al. But I just am too tired to think of a different costume. You know what I'll do? I'll wear a fake beard, and I'll be Beard Al. And people just thought I was Jerry Garcia, and I was like, I'm holding a fucking accordion. How could I be in the Grateful Dead? What are you talking about?
But seriously, like Tracy as Weird Al,
Oh,
you need to meet Tracy.
yeah.
Yes,
it seems,
MJ,
it
yeah.
seems that way.
Yeah.
It seems like Tracy and
You
I come
guys-
from the
you
same
guys
cloth.
would-
See you September,
get on.
right, George?
Yep, September.
You son of a
What
gun.
event is in September?
I don't have
Dory Hill.
Yeah, I don't actually. I'm not going to Dory Hill
Neither
at this
am I.
very moment.
Yeah.
At
Why
this
not?
very-
Same.
I don't at this very moment in time. I haven't talked to anybody. I haven't
Oh.
got any tickets.
Yeah,
Yeah,
are Dory
same.
tickets, Dory Hill tickets available? Because like I heard it was really hard to get into.
It's very hard to get into. But I have machines and I'm local. It's not that much to try and move a machine over. So I have a Walking Dead. I have a Jungle Princess. I have a
Wait.
Doggy
World Cup
soccer.
Soccer.
Oh, I think they're trying to work out bringing one more machine. And if you bring a machine, they make sure that you have
Who
a
do I
spot
need to
there.
talk to?
Are
There's
they
a-
like
there's a
sold out
Discord.
already? Do I need to talk to Snow about this
There's a Discord.
now?
Yes,
If I,
and Snow is definitely coordinating.
I'm not a part of that Discord.
But I'll get you the link.
Okay.
Yeah,
Alright.
yeah. I'll get you guys both
I'll bring
the
a
link.
machine. I'll definitely bring a machine.
UHF
I don't have a
was
machine to bring, but like, there is a non-pinball equivalent of Dory Hill held in Alabama every year called Play On Con, which is like this gaming convention where they play Smash Brothers at a place with archery ranges, kayaks, and climbing walls and shit. And people will dress up like Link for the archery contest. It's
That's
like the
awesome.
whole thing. And so, like, I love backcountry nerd convention type stuff. But yeah,
Do they dress up as the famous kayaker that we're all familiar with?
is there a famous kayaker? I don't
No,
Is there a
there
famous
are no
kayaker?
famous
I don't think so. But there are,
No.
like, I mean, the thing about the canoeing that I really like is there's some guy who his retirement job is he lives on this lake and he got a bunch of freezer-sized pontoon boat. And he drives out in the middle of the lake when he sees the canoes come out from the camp that we're renting. And he sells ice cream. And he has like an ice cream truck, like horn or whatever, that plays music from his pontoon boat. And he just like makes bank selling ice cream to people in
That's
canoes.
dope. That's such a cool idea.
It's the best life for a 65-year-old person
Yeah.
to like just be like, all I want to do is hang out on my boat all day. But like, is there a way I could make other people's lives better? What if I had a bunch of ice cream?
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, no, that's amazing.
So Joe, for context, people play pinball in the river. at
No.
Dory
This
Hill.
is not a pinball convention. This is like a
I-
general gaming convention.
I understand, but at Dory Hill, people will set up a machine with an extension cord and extend it out to the middle of the stream.
That seems like that's gonna happen until it doesn't happen.
And then someone will be playing pinball in the middle of the stream on a.
Yeah,
on-
see that Dory Hill stuff, like, cause Colorado
Yep.
Pinball, him and Snow were talking about it on stream a ton last year, and I was like, oh my gosh, this event sounds like exactly the sort of thing I love, but like I just got to figure out how to get out there.
Yeah,
Weed
I mean,
smoking
I know all
ghouls.
about it. I've never been.
Oh, really?
Yeah, never done that.
Yeah.
Oh,
They tried to
dude.
get me to sign up last year, but I was like really new to the area, and I was like, I don't know if I have friends here. 'Cause I was like,
You'll never.
I
get
heard they have
friends, Jay.
spillover housing
They
at a
don't
nearby
exist.
casino that's like a 2
Yes.
mile walk or something. And I mean,
No,
I
it's
can
not.
walk
It's a
2 miles.
10-minute drive, and
I'm
that's
not
what
gonna
I did
drive.
last year.
Okay.
It is a
If I'm on
10-mile
vacation, I'm not getting in the car. I'm
Yeah,
gonna do the 20
no.
minute walk.
someone said, what? They play pinball on stream?
No, in the stream. In the stream.
in a current, like a river.
Yeah, in a
I
body
not
of
only
water.
got it, Queen Dark Lady, I enjoyed it.
Yeah, same.
It
was good.
Same.
Well
Yep.
done.
Also,
I didn't
sounds
read
hazardous,
it,
which
but,
is exactly what I was thinking.
Now that
Wait,
I
so I've
understand.
seen this image of like some dude playing fishtails like in the middle of water.
Yes.
Is that
same.
from Dory Hill?
I don't think that was from Dory Hill.
Oh,
I've seen
okay.
that same picture. Joke up near the plane. You guys see it?
Yeah, gullible's written in the clouds.
Yeah. George, are you on ball 1 still?
Is this ball 1?
Yeah,
oh,
it's ball
shoot.
1.
Okay,
It's
don't
ball
tell
1.
me never tell me the odds. I am on
We
the
didn't tell you the
penultimate
odds.
mode right now.
We told you how much
He's
you have
definitely not on
left of
ball
the
1,
game.
and he definitely does not have an extra ball. That's definitely not happening.
See what happens? Do you see what happens?
My bad. I did not realize how far into the game you were.
I was about to say team up ball 1, but he's well past team up.
Oh, he got team up a
I am
while
on the
ago.
last mode right now.
Shoot again!
Cowabunga, ball 1. Wow, okay.
But
I think
yeah,
Escher did
seriously,
that.
Like, is there a Dory Hill website? Like, I'm out of the loop. I don't know where to sign up for this stuff.
There is, but it's like so outdated. But it does have
Yeah.
an email address. Because that's what I did. Is I emailed and I was like, Snow's been trying to get me to go to this since I first met her.
Oh my
and
God.
You know what? I want to try to do this, and yeah.
I just have to hit that.
Man, if
Okay.
only
Yeah,
we had,
I
like,
was-
2 more balls to go.
So it's one more email for the hidden cameras to get me writing. Got it.
Okay. And yes, I will get you guys an invite to the Discord so you can start the conversation. The only person that I could help out was Tracy.
What would it take to stream?
And you didn't have to
from
do
Dory
that.
Hill?
Like seriously, I'm like so. I'm all for Clem, if that makes
Internet
sense.
connection.
You
Like a
know,
satellite
yeah.
internet
Whoa.
connection.
I'm sorry, and I missed what you said, Tracy. And yes, it would need internet.
Oh, I was just basically saying a Yiddish term for like, I don't know, like I just don't know how to. I thank you. I'm lost for words.
I'm so happy you're coming. Even if I don't make it, Tracy, I'm glad you're gonna.
Well, the thing is that my birthday is like right before that, and I have friends in Colorado that I want to visit. So I don't want to go just for, the 2 or 3 days for the weekend of the tournament, but I want to try to spend some time, hanging out and playing Ninja Turtles while you tell me how to freaking play it, George. And also, hanging out with friends. I have friends in Colorado Springs and in Denver. So
Yeah, we never really got to that part. How do you play Ninja Turtles, George?
Yeah, we
I'm
started.
so sorry.
It's fine. I'm gonna be really honest. I got bored because I don't like the game.
didn't you
All
hear
right.
him say, "Okay, watch this," and then he just played? You don't remember
Yeah,
him?
I mean, he
Yeah.
got all that ball 1 for
Yeah,
you.
yeah, here.
No,
give me
I
2 seconds. I'm
understand.
not gonna.
I understand that this is a me problem.
Okay, so
It's a code problem, but it's
there-
also a me problem.
there are 8 modes in this game, and to start the modes, you have to hit the left ramp and right ramp.
I knew that.
And then that's a qualify mode, and then you hit the shot underneath the van to start the mode. Standard mode versus multi-ball rules. If you can start the mode and then bring in the multi-ball, super easy. There's 2 main multi-balls. One of them is the pizza one, which you immediately, your first ball can start locking under the van. That's the lock shot. The other one is Turtle Power over here. And you're ready to initiate Turtle Power when Turtle Power starts flashing. You can't re-get back or relight your locks to get back into the pizza multi-ball until after your mini wizard mode. And I have no idea what initiates the second Turtle Power. I did both just a minute ago. I think I went through 2 sets of both the van and Turtle Power with different modes. And the modes, for the most part, are pretty straightforward. Some of them are unique. The one when you play Slash requires that you go to an underworld or like an upside
you
down.
gotta hit both stand-ups on either side of the ramp, and then hit the ramp itself to go to Dimension X.
Oh yeah.
It's a really cool mode,
George.
and that's
It's not an underworld. It's
I'm sorry.
That's a
You're
different
right.
match.
You're right. No. Thank you for knowing.
I'm a big Turtles fanboy. I hate this game though. I'm not like Joel.
I like this game.
I don't. This is
The problem is that the modes
Ugh.
should have been more unique with each one of them. There's only a couple memorable. The mini wizard mode you get to when you complete 4 modes, and then you hit the left ramp to initiate it. And once you complete all 8 modes, you get to Final Battle, which is a 3-phased wizard mode, which is super fun to play. And then there's Cowabunga, which requires you not only get to Final Battle, but then also do these like 5 other things that we can show you in the instant info if you just keep holding.
Does this game come with like a expedited wizard mode, like a lot of games do, where you
Yes.
do some flipper code and you can get into it?
Yeah, you can jump right into Final Battle.
Triple Mondo Jackpot, Final Battle, 5 hurry-ups, Max Crane
The April
combo,
hurry-ups.
Weapon hurry-up, and the 1-2-3 foot combo, along with the Jackpato Grande.
So we've collected a jackpot for mine on mine. I've collected Jackpato Grande.
we can get
I
that.
have
Is
done.
that the Italian or the Spanish? Because I honestly
I don't
don't
know.
know.
Italian. It's pizza.
No.
It's Italian.
It is Italian, isn't it?
Yeah, it's pizza.
But no. But they're in California. I feel. Are they? No, they're in New York. They're in New York.
What?
Yes. I don't know why. I thought they were in California.
Angelo has that, like,
You're not wrong. You're
that
not wrong.
Californian accent.
Yeah.
They
I imagine
are.
he's saying it.
They are Brooklyn residents with Californian accents.
Accents.
They're also teenage
Whoa, dude.
and also
Okay.
mutants and also ninjas and also turtles.
Yes, I understand. However,
Okay.
they are named after the Renaissance painters, so they are Italian turtles.
That too.
They are.
They're all over the place, man.
I mean, I'm named evidently after an English king, but I'm not English.
Sure. You're not English?
Actually, I technically am English.
Okay. I was like, really?
That is really disappointing that you had to follow that up
Because
by
you
calling
look-
me out on
You
that.
look Anglo as hell, so.
He failed me earlier. He will not
I'm
fail
6
me.
different things though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you done the ancestry thing?
No, I've talked to all my all of my family had kids at a very young age,
Okay.
except for my generation.
Dude,
We all waited
You've
till our
talked to all
30s.
your ancestors. You've done a Ouija board, and they've spoken to you.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
he's got one of those temples like from Mulan where all the ghosts come out of the statues, obviously.
Exactly. Yes,
Yeah.
I have spoken to Eddie Murphy.
Yeah, I'm not a lizard. I don't do that tongue thing.
Your ancestor,
Creepy.
Eddie Murphy.
Cool.
I'm a dragon.
Our quote of the night. Yes, I've spoken to Eddie Murphy.
Good for you, George.
By the way, weed smoking lulls. Welcome to the stream. Hi, what up? Oh wow, I got 41 million on my first ball. I'm
yeah,
pretty happy
everyone
with
else
that.
knows.
That's all.
Yeah, no, that was an exceptional first ball. We were trying to avoid calling attention to it because you were clearly doing well.
Right up until
Yep.
Paul called attention to it.
No, it was me.
No,
it was
it was
100%
MJ.
me.
It was
Oh, yeah.
MJ.
It's 100% me.
As
But
you
tell us
pointed
about
out
the
earlier,
village,
you have a
George.
big head.
The Village is a fantastic movie. Okay?
I like The Village, too.
The cinematography of The Village, the acting, and the music. The music by itself, I feel like, is enough to make it like just one of the top tier films.
George,
Okay, I don't know
what's
if I'd go that far, but I do like The Village quite a bit.
George, what's that line from The Village?
I don't know.
The one about you avoid things that.
Oh, that one. Yeah, it's the things that. The things that we avoid are the things that we want is basically the sentiment that came from that film. By the way, I just have to hit the left ramp to get into Final Battle.
So, George, The Village came out a while ago, and I missed it in theaters. Is it
Good
one of
job.
those things that holds up, or is it
Wait, hold on.
because you saw it when it came out?
No,
Joe.
it holds up. It's a
No, Joel. Good job. Good job on missing it in theaters. Great job.
it's okay. You know
This
that
is
it's
a divisive movie.
it is written and directed by M. Night Shyamalan, and this is 3 movies into his like surprise ending. So there's a bit of M. Night Shyamalan kind of playing with the meta of his movies in this movie, which is a little funky, and it's actually to me what makes it so amazing.
I mean, I will hand it to him. He made one of the 3 weird people talking to you in the corn films that really make up the genre. with signs. So, you know, he's contributing to that canon at least.
The weird people talking to you in Korn.
Yeah, you know, you got Field of Dreams, you got Signs, and you got, what's that one with the black hole?
Interstellar.
Interstellar, yeah, there's the three, like, one day, in the same way that Sherlock Holmes was once, like, one character and now it's a genre called mystery. You know, you've got 3 films of people talking to each other in the corn. And
Okay,
it used
what
to just
about-
be Field of Dreams, and now it's going to be, like, a lot of stuff eventually.
What about Children of the Corn?
I almost was going to ask, what about Children of the Corn?
Well, okay, see, that's my point, is that the genre is bigger than maybe we're ready for it to be.
Oh.
But is Children of the Corn a great film?
I have not seen it
Specifically,
either. I missed it in theaters.
Wait. But is Village a great film?
Yes, The Village is a great film.
No, it is not.
Yes,
I think it's a good film.
It's a great film.
It is.
And it
It
has
is not that. Because
What's the name of
M.
the-
Night Shyamalan's great joke misses the mark. It's not a great joke.
It's a great film.
It's definitely in M. Night Shyamalan's top 8.
Oh my god, that was the most Diceian response I feel like I have heard tonight, not from Dice.
But that, yeah, I was gonna say, that's definitely Surreal's voice.
Yeah, hi Surreal, welcome back. How was feeding the cats?
It was fine. I've been here for like an hour, George, but good to see you again.
George was busy getting to the wizard mode.
I am ready to start the wizard mode. I was so focused on playing. I'm sorry, Surreal.
Yeah. Also, The Village had nothing to do with corn. I'm from Iowa, and I know corn.
Yeah, it was a forest.
But that's the thing,
okay.
is it? Don't give it. You can't give it away because Joe hasn't
Well,
seen it. But
no, let's talk about Iowa real quick. So my sister is going to college in Nebraska right now, and we're not
Great.
from Nebraska. We're not Nebraska.
wait, is she a
people.
corn husker?
Awesome. That's
Nebraska
also,
has a lot of corn.
also
One of the
Nebraska
things, one of the things
is
she
not
got to
Iowa.
Nebraska and was telling me, she's like, they really don't like Iowa there. Like,
Yeah.
it's one of those rivalries, like how the people who lived out in the county thought our city school was like their rivals, but like we never cared. It's like that. Like the people in Nebraska really don't like Iowa,
Yep.
but I really suspect no one in Iowa has ever thought about Nebraska.
No. There's a rivalry in Iowa between Iowa and Nebraska. There's also a rivalry in Iowa between Iowa and
Illinois?
Minnesota.
Oh,
I
yeah,
thought it was
nobody
going to
likes
be New
Minnesota.
Hampshire. I thought,
No.
like, you know, the political thing.
No, everybody around Iowa really doesn't like Iowa. I don't like being from Iowa.
Are you from
I
Iowa?
always forget Iowa as a
from
state.
Iowa.
Like,
I'm
it makes
from-
sense that Iowa and Nebraska like made up some like rivalry just to make their states interesting.
Yeah, Iowa was, I don't like being from Iowa. Iowa was named after an indigenous tribe named Iowa. It was Iowa.
So they already screwed that up. They're like, we're not gonna really care about the source material here.
Right.
Yep, exactly.
I mean, to think about it, that sounds pretty American.
Oh, it's very caucus. Let's
Sorry, it
caucus
was very
this up.
what?
Oh, Iowa's got that's their claim to fame is Iowa's got the Democratic caucus.
Okay, got it. Sorry, you just.
Pretty sure George thought you said caucus. Just saying. That's probably what he thought.
I thought you
Yeah.
were gonna go with like
No, it is.
Caucasian. You were shortening that in a weird way.
No, it's a political thing.
No, the thing is, I've literally been to Iowa to campaign for a political
We've got
candidate
the-
in advance of that caucus, but I didn't think that was what you were saying.
No, we've got the corn vote. There's people at the Iowa State Fair who put kernels of corn in a jar with a politician's face on it, and that decides things.
Oh my god.
Gross, right?
Like, I really...
There's no groundhogs available, apparently.
Yeah,
No,
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 like,
no,
like this
no,
is
no.
one of those things. Like, you know, you watch a show like Deadwood, where they're just like, we're gonna go start a city based on greed, and we're gonna just like have a gold mining town or whatever. And I'm just like, man, you could just create a city based on something.
Hey,
what if it
You,
wasn't based on something
handshake.
stupid?
Let's go.
Let's
Right
go.
Now.
Do it.
Boom.
Yes.
We did it
Dang.
on stream.
Look at you go.
Wow.
Thank you.
Is that against TOS?
No, it was the lumberjack handshake. It's a thing.
Is that against TOS?
What was that?
So just going
Oh
back,
my
George thought
God.
you said cock piss.
Yeah,
What?
I did.
I just didn't know what it was that was said. There was
Well,
no expectation.
cock piss isn't. That's not an irregular thing to come out of your mouth. Wait.
I was thinking how cool
That sounded
Iowa
way
was
wrong.
because they had all the astronauts, but then I realized that was Ohio.
That is Ohio.
Yeah.
Are a lot of astronauts from Ohio?
Like a staggeringly high percentage of them are from Ohio.
Okay.
I mean, what if
here's
it's
the thing you
Ohio
gotta.
that so many people are like, oh my god, I just gotta get out of this world, let alone the state. Like, let me get off this planet.
That's literally it, Tracy. Is I'm from Ohio. I need to get as far away as possible. Take me to the moon. Let me sing among the stars.
Is that what Interstellar is about?
It's about getting away from Ohio.
I didn't realize this, but Elton John's actually from Ohio, and he wrote Rocket Man. strictly
Elton
because of
John
that.
is from Ohio.
Actually, it's.
I see what you did.
What
I got it.
Interstellar is really more about is Dazed and Confused. I get older, they stay the same.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, Paul.
Wait, doesn't he stay the same age though?
Yeah,
He
yeah,
does.
no, it's
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
one
Yeah,
of
that's
those
true.
rollover
It's- yeah,
things.
yeah.
Waiting for somebody.
He
Call me
flipped it.
out.
He roped you with the okie doke on that one.
All right, I gotta hit that left stand-up target. Got it.
Did you beat?
So I'm on to phase 2.
I've been to Ohio when I was younger. I thought it was like pretty and stuff. I don't know.
Pretty and stuff.
I have
But
no
then,
idea.
Well,
then again,
so
I'm
it
from,
sounds
I'm
like
from
you did
Florida.
everything.
Yes.
I have not been to large parts of this country.
Said every Californian.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
I'm from California. There was no need to go anywhere else. We had everything right there.
Wait, so how'd you wind up in Colorado?
My wife's going to school out here.
Like every other Californian. By the way, Colorado is heavily populated by former Californians.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah, it
and
is.
the people who are from Colorado do not like that, is what I've learned.
I mean, that happened, like, I'm in Austin, so, like, I don't know if you've been here, but, like, that's the same sentiment for, like, everyone, too. It's like,
I have
yeah,
been to Austin.
Californians.
That's happening in Dallas
Nashville.
as well. Yeah.
Like everywhere that's not California is now more full of Californians.
Yeah. Nobody likes
Yep.
us Californians. They hate us because they
I
hate
guess-
us. That's right.
Technically, that's a law of the universe. The entropy of California is always going
I
to
mean,
increase.
Yeah.
Siri, they could stay there. Like they don't. I don't think that's a
Right, but as soon as you have one person leave, then there are more Californians
I'm pretty sure they're
diluting the rest
saying
of the
that.
country.
I'm
So
pretty
Joe
sure there's-
Error just straight up said that basically he was just jealous, I believe, is what he's saying, right, Joe?
Joe's not jealous. Joe's also from California. He's saying that everyone else is jealous of us.
Yeah, no. And they'd also be saying
No.
that in Iowa.
No. You can't do that to me in the final battle. That's
Yeah,
BS.
They did.
No.
That is bad programming.
Because the code's broken, George.
That is broken, Dwight. Right here, right here. I've got that feature turned on in the code so that way, because it happens. It's
Ooh, so we may
Ooh.
actually see a rage flip of this table.
5-second delay here is killing me because like I know what's coming and then I see it. I'm sorry, George. That's rough.
that
It's
was
kind of fun looking forward to Mad George.
What happened?
Okay, so what happens is when you make this shot, which you had to make, sometimes it drops it out and it bounces out. And there's a feature, because it happens on so many pinball machines, they literally added it to the code where when it drops it out, it will actually give you a ball saver.
That had me,
And it's
that
not
happened
in there
earlier
in the wizard mode.
Yeah, and so that's like the scoop in TNA. Like when it shoots it straight down the drain.
Yep.
But you're just ending a multi-ball. It's like womp womp. You don't get the ball save during multi-ball. Too bad. Like, it sucks.
Don't tell me what to do.
But I wasn't in, and that exists in here for the multi-ball, but not. It shouldn't be there for the wizard mode.
Night, Jay-Z.
Like as a programmer, like just watching like some of these weird bugs and stuff in these pinball machines, I'm like, oh my god, if this was open source, I could just let me look at the code.
Right.
Let me just send a patch in. Like,
Hey, Nitro G, this is my TMNT Premium. And we will be playing it tomorrow with Escher, along with some, what's the name of this game? Sound Voltex.
I really want to play Sound Voltex.
Sound Voltex is so fun, and I am up to level 7 now.
I was so into like Rock Band and Guitar Hero that like it like I told you the other night when you were playing it on stream, if I had that at home, it's all I would do. it would be a real problem because Guitar Hero and Rock Band was a real. I had to get rid of it for like a quality of life thing.
I've literally been on the local news in Alabama for winning a Rock Band competition.
Like
what?
That's
Harmonix
awesome.
Rock Band, not like Battle of the Bands or whatever.
Okay, yeah, no. The fun version, not the real version.
Yeah, the video game one for Xbox.
Yeah.
So we were, we performed at PlayOnCon, which is, once again, that kind of like nerd camp convention. We all wore Hawaiian shirts. We were James Tiberius Buffett and his enterprising young men.
Sure.
And we played a parody of Margaritaville. We wrote our own lyrics about the convention. And we sang it while playing Rock Band. And we outscored the other teams at the actual instrumentation while also just having the best lyrics to any song and best costumes and things like that.
So was everyone supposed to write a parody song?
No, but there's nothing stopping you.
Yeah.
I feel that that's true of most conventions, really.
Yeah, is anyone really stopping you from writing a parody song in any convention?
I mean, you're wearing Hawaiian shirts and writing parody songs. Am I supposed to hate this? I mean, come on.
I did not realize that was going on.
Right here.
You got this.
Leaves there outside, they're so brittle and dry. I want to rake leaves.
You only need 62 million.
I want to rake leaves.
I have known Paul less than a year, and he has been trying to make I Want to Rake Leaves happen the entire time.
I know. And he has...
God knows I want to rake leaves.
I love Queen, and I've listened to them so many times, but I feel like I've heard this version from Paul like way more than any actual Queen song.
I fall in mud for the first time. And this time I know it's for real.
If you really think it's going to be a hit, why don't you email Weird Al and see if he'll pay you for it?
Yeah, for Rake Leaves.
I don't know, Tracy. Like,
wait,
does
Weird
every
Al
parody
didn't
start
need to
sending
go to
his songs to Tom Lehrer? Weird Al started playing his own songs.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
you just got to go out there and make your own parody albums and see
Also,
what audience you can get.
Weird Al famously hates when people recommend song parodies.
Yeah, that's the thing I was just about to say too. Like, you know how many people actually approach him with song ideas? It's so bad.
Well, that was your suggestion, not.
I'll bet you.
Not
that's
my
the thing
plan.
is like that's the thing is if he's gonna say no, then maybe you should. I support you, Paul, and a lot of your endeavors.
Sounds like
do
you
what you
don't.
want to.
It really sounds like you don't.
Well, but here's the thing, though, Paul, is that Tom Lehrer never got rich making music, right?
Okay, well, but Tom Lehrer also didn't do parody songs, though. I mean, he did style parodies, I guess.
He wrote pastiches,
Yes.
He wrote comedic songs.
Oh,
but,
I'm sorry.
He
Hold on,
made
wait,
his
Joe,
money getting
what is a
drafted by the
pastiche?
army to work on the atom bomb and then being an MIT math professor.
Right.
And he just happened to make a lot of funny albums and send them to Dr. Demento in the meantime. Like, you can go out and live your best life and not tell Weird Al what to do and not necessarily make a profit on any of your music.
Excellent point.
I'm saying this as somebody who has spent a lot of money paying instrumentalists to make a lot of music I wrote, and I am not making that. I'm not getting that money back. Like, that is it's like, wow, I spent $250 to $500 per song on this, and I'm making $250 to $500 per album. But you know what? I'm making money other ways. I have another job. It's fine. I'm gonna live my best life.
Hey, Spyro the Husky, have a great night. And Nitrog asking, what is Sound Voltex? It is a rhythm-based game that uses a very specific controller from Japan that's not meant to be played on something like this controller on our computers. It's only meant to be played in the arcade. But it has been super hacked to allow it. And I have to go in and pay a certain fee once every 30 days in order to play it on my computer through a website that is not in English at all. I have to try and convert it on the fly.
That's only I score 4.
I know.
I mean,
That's
the games
because
are
Azure has
arcade.
played
There's
on
like
here.
4 Sound Voltexes, and I don't know what the hell I'm doing in there. I'm just like, I think this is what they're asking. I think if I say no to this, they won't show me the tutorial. I don't know what the hell I'm reading. But
It's
I don't know.
super fun.
It's
Sounds like a
fun,
very toxic
you know?
relationship, Tracy.
I mean, you know, I have this set up. There's no reason that we couldn't play it right now on stream.
I want to play it.
I mean, do you guys want to see what
These
it
guys will
looks
play
like?
it.
Oh,
I
also,
will observe.
really quick. So, no!
No!
So,
Trolled by.
yeah, here's the deal.
You say it for my stream to catch him on. It's like, why is everybody yelling?
Joel, I just put up 61 million and got to the wizard mode this evening.
62 million.
62,936,080, almost on ball 1. That's what you have to fight on Thursday, Joel. I hope you're bringing not just your A game, but whatever comes before A. If we could go into the negative alphabet, that's what you're going to have to
your
bring.
end game?
Your
Right?
end
just
game.
saw the
Bring your
A
end
game.
game.
Just because you get bored, George, does not mean you get to take out your aggression on your friends. Okay.
Okay.
No,
but
no,
You
no.
know what? A for effort.
Thank you. Well, no. As a part of season 2, we're focusing on interviews. So I interviewed Joel and I asked him all about today or this evening, just before the stream. I interviewed Joel and I asked him all about like what he does for a living and what got him into streaming. And then I'm like, okay, Joel, I need you to take 60 seconds and just talk complete shit about me and what's coming up. So I thought this was
he
a
can do
perfect way
that.
to return the favor.
It might surprise you, but he can do that.
Talk shit?
Yep.
Yeah, I was there when he did it. He did a really good job.
Yep.
Yeah, so I'm excited to edit and put that together and release that in preparation for Thursday. Dance
Also,
Panda pointing out that we have to do push-ups now.
Joel, I have more Turtles memorabilia. I'm a bigger fanboy than you are on TMNT.
Also,
Would you call TMNT? I call Turtles because that is the 84 name for Turtles is Turtles.
I call it totals. I like totals.
I like
That's
turtles.
better. That's better.
Turtles.
That's even better. It is not TMNT. It is Turtles. But this game's not as good as you say it is.
wait, Sound Voltex? Oh
wait.
no, TMNT.
Yeah. No. Yeah, I'm talking to Joel, not you.
Oh, I'm so sorry. You
fine.
gotta be here.
This game
I'm
is
not gonna have
not
anything,
what
yes.
I want it to be. And I like Turtles more than you, Joel.
Oh
Thank
my
you.
god, surreal! Those are the saddest 2 emotes. How dare you?
I know.
Are we
know.
bringing this conversation back?
Oh no, are we doing never-ending story emotes again?
We depressed
Yes.
everyone that last time we talked about this on stream. I don't know if we could do this again.
Surreal, I'm not gonna say you're driving me to drink, but my glass is empty anyway, and I need an excuse to step away. So yeah, I'm just gonna take it right now. Thanks, Surreal. Bye.
Joe, thank you so much for hanging out tonight, man. That was appreciated.
Oh, he's coming back for a drink.
Oh, sorry.
I told you
Ignore
this
me.
bums everybody out.
All right.
Here, let me just do this then. There you go.
Over and over again. Make
Why
it
do they
like
have
animated
guns?
somehow, so it's just
Wait.
Well, that was the thing. George was asking if Artex slowly descends into the bog or into the swamp.
If I have these shoes, do I have to DDR the? I'm gonna stand up straight. Do I have to?
You're
No,
not
you
even
can't
kind
see
of
it
in the
anymore
frame.
because now we're vertical.
Put
But
it on the chair.
but while you guys are playing Sound Voltex, do I have to DDR this stuff at the same time?
Sure. All right. Have you played any Sound Voltex before?
No.
Okay. I'm gonna show one game of Sound Voltex.
there's no arrows, so you can't DDR it.
It's really weird. I have the same outfit as this character.
Tracy, where we go?
On
we don't
currently?
need arrows.
Yes, right now.
Wow. Well, one of you is gonna have to change.
All right. So we're gonna choose this game. And there is a controller in front of me, which is mimicked in code. And normally, I have a camera over there, and we can play there, and you can see it, but we're not going to do it. So instead, I'm just going to focus. And now this is level 6.
Out of
So
what?
on these ones, he's just pushing the button. When you have these lines, you have to
42?
twist the knob. And then when you have the orange bars, you have to push the button and press those
Knobby.
long rectangular buttons underneath.
Buttons.
And sometimes
black
all those things happen all at the same time.
Cool.
Knobby.
The house elf? Nobby the house elf?
Yes.
Yep.
You get a sock at the end.
And this is, no offense, this is like pretty tame. It's definitely not the easiest level, but it gets really stupid. It gets really intense.
What's
And
the
you have to like
long?
twist the knob while
Ikaruga
you're
of
pushing.
DDR.
Oh, yeah.
What's that long white one doing?
You just have to
hold
hold
the
it
white
up.
button.
It's the knobby.
No, the knob is the
So you
pink
just-
and the blue.
No,
No,
the
you have
long
to
white
hold
one is you have
the
to hold
button.
it.
When it's orange, you
Okay.
hold the white button and the rectangular button.
Okay,
So right-
when it's white, you just hold the white button.
Yeah, when it's a long
Yeah.
white, you just hold the white.
But he's knobbing.
Yes, he is not.
The
The red and the blue, or
That
the pink and the
sounded
blue
so bad.
is the knobs.
sounded.
You have to
that
like
sounded-
follow the track using the knob.
George is knobbing.
I thought I'd take the initiative to explain this game because
Thank
George
you.
is really intense and is not saying
No,
anything.
it's super
so-
intense. Thank you so much for doing that for me.
I mean, you're definitely passing this level because that bar is the level. Yeah, you got it.
Okay.
You're a pro.
There. I mean, but that is level 6. That is nothing. When Escher comes on tomorrow night, you're going to see him play at level 14 and level 15,
My headset's dying.
and it's redonk. I'm sorry that your headset is dying.
It is not final battle by
But
any means.
you have not played, so I'm going to set you at level 2. Level 2 seems to be about a good starting spot. And I
Level
don't mean that in
26 or
any
bust,
kind of a
no.
negative way. And I'm sorry, what'd you
I
say,
mean, how
Tracy?
many levels are there, by the way?
Oh, here. Let's just go. Looks like level 19, and then it goes back to Japanese, not converted. And I don't know what happens there. But it goes
It's
up
so
to
hard.
level
There's not
19.
even numbers
1.
for this level. It's
It
just.
says 701.
Yeah, and mind you, hold on, we're gonna start at level 2. Let's pick a good song really quick.
Can you even hear the music?
No, it's gonna totally screw me up.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
That's
as loud as
I
it
can't hear the
gets.
music at all through Discord.
Yeah,
But
it was
you're doing a
coming
great job, George.
Stream when I walk away to go to the fridge, I switch over to my phone, which is just playing the stream, and I'm like, oh, okay, I get what's going on now.
Yeah, it's unfortunate the way. You know what? I can fix this. Hold on. I can fix it. Give me 2 seconds.
But like one of the things I learned that was really disturbing is like if Surreal and I both show up at TPF in that same outfit, that's going to be a whole thing.
Then you'll have to do like a dance off or something to see who can be.
Couldn't we just go
aware
as twinsies for the day?
Yeah. You know what? If Jordan and Becca can do like joint costumes or group costumes or whatever. Oh, you know what? Have you seen Becca's Scott Tanisi costume?
Oh my god, that was terrifying to see.
No.
Oh my
Did
gosh.
she look like Scott Denisi?
Yeah. She had this
Yeah,
Adidas
it was
jacket and stuff.
very messed up.
Oh,
I was
Lord.
watching that and I was like, I don't like wearing merchandise that has like a brand prominently displayed, but I will buy an Adidas jacket so that
It's really funny you don't even realize like how like caricature he is, I suppose, unless you see Rebecca dress as him. It's like, oh, of course, that's all he is this type of look. He's got the glasses, he's got the jacket, he's got like the around his neck, the hat.
Is
Like,
this still
Be
working for
fair
you?
though,
Yeah, it's on its last
we
leg, but yeah.
we probably all have
'cause you're gonna
a
need it.
caricature of ourselves.
Oh, look, there's a lot of fan art of me. I know what people would dress like if they want to dress like me because I've met them at conventions. That's a thing. That's a legitimate thing. But that's why I
Is
want
it
to do it as
Beetlejuice?
Scott and not as me.
but for me,
Okay.
it's just like, oh, like, look, I have big hair, look, I'm you. Like, oh, okay. Yeah, okay. You got big curly hair, I guess.
FYI, this
I
is going
don't
to be a
know.
little bit louder
Scott
for y'all.
Tanisi was
now.
good. That's funny, Surreal actually sounds like that too, so
I do.
that makes sense.
I do. This is my radio voice, which recently has come up as a thing somehow.
It's like, you know, when he puts on that outfit, his true powers show, and that's how he...
I get to be vulnerable and beautiful.
By the way, you check this out. So this is what happens tomorrow. We go into this mode. Where we play pinball at the same time we play Sound Voltex.
Okay.
But I'm gonna switch back to just Sound Voltex for this part. So now we're gonna
You are
go.
bringing Sound Voltex to Dory Hill too, though, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Are you kidding me?
Hell yeah.
All right. Oh no, we don't want level 1. We actually want level 2. Level 1's interesting.
Did all y'all play the Measle Mods booth Godzilla at TPF where they hooked up a Guitar Hero guitar and a DVR pad to the machine?
No, I did not get a chance to play that.
No.
I
Oh my
heard
God,
about
was
it,
so
though.
Cool.
How did that work? Did it affect the flipper? Like, were the flippers like different buttons?
No, so like, okay, so it was freaking amazing. There was no delay because they basically hooked it up like right into the wires that hooked up into the flippers. And
Nope,
so
that's
you
the-
have to
yeah, there you go.
strum for the Guitar Hero. You have to strum in order for it to flip, and the buttons on the neck decide if it's an upper flipper or the left flipper or the right flipper. Also, like, you know, there's a start button and the action button is like another thing. So,
Little early.
and they hooked it up so like you have like an upper left and an upper right. So, you know, depending on if your game even has that, because they hooked it up to other games when we stream. And that was pretty cool. The DDR was super tough. I know who played it because I witnessed him trying to do that, but he was really intent on like getting that, and he freaking killed it.
have
He was
to
like
keep
kind of holding on to the
spinning
machine at times because like I would imagine it's super hard. I only did like one time, I think, for the DDR pad. So, you know, the left flipper is the left arrow, the right flipper is the right arrow. The up, I think, is to like plunge, I think. Can't remember for the DDR, but yeah, it was really cool. And they hooked it up directly into the machine, so there was like no delay, you know? I don't know, it was pretty cool.
It definitely looks super cool.
Have you ever played Jubeat?
I have not.
Okay. Joe, have you played Jubeat before? Have you heard of that game?
No, I have not heard of it. Is like
It's another
Okay.
Asian
you wanna give it a try?
rhythm game where there is 16 squares and images. Well, not like images, but like one image pops up and tells you when to hit it, basically. And so you're basically just hitting all these different squares whenever they tell you to on the beat of the song. So it's like this, but there's only the 4x4 of squares. And sometimes you have to hold it, but there's nothing really crazy about it. It's just hitting the buttons, but it's still pretty fun.
yeah, I was gonna say 4x4. That's a lot of buttons to have to hit. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, it's one of those things. Like when I played music games with my friends, like they were super serious about it. Like I said, we went to competitions in other states. Like we're writing our own lyrics, but like I was definitely the weakest link in terms of like music game competency. I was good at the helping write lyrics part, you know, and I would practice my bit of the music and I'd do my best. But like, yeah, it's yeah, 4x4 grid. That's a lot of buttons. Wow.
Yeah, like look, he's got to turn the dial and hold like 3 buttons down. Because the orange one, you have to hold the 2 white buttons and the rectangular button.
See, this is the sort of game that, like, it would be cool to play so I could get good at something I'm so intrinsically not attuned toward. Like, this is not in my lane.
It's pretty dang fun.
It is
This
super
also looks
fun.
really good on a resume.
I hope to never apply for another job again.
I'm working towards that, Joe.
You know, like, right now I'm in, like, the terrifying phase where it's, like, the income and the expenses are, like, zeroing out. But, like, you know, most businesses go under in, like, the first 12 months, and I'm still, like, zeroing out every month, so it's like I'm good, you know.
You're ahead of the game. That's great.
Yeah, I mean I'm making it one day at a time.
Heck yeah,
Is this
man.
level 6?
This is 7,
That seems like a huge jump.
and I know. Oh my
All
god,
there's
I'm
like computer
ruining it!
noises. Is this music? What is happening?
I don't
Like,
know. That was
like
really bad.
beeping.
I completed it?
Yo, that
no.
What's really terrible is watching this on stream and then looking at chat and seeing it
You completed it
swim.
with an A+.
Because you've been looking at the
Yeah.
screen coming at you.
Yes, it totally messes with your eyes. I used to play a game called Frequency. I don't remember if it was like on the PS1 or something, but it was like techno music, and it's basically Guitar Hero, but you know, no guitar. And it's on a track like that. And once it's over, it's like your eyes are still looking at a track or something, and it just raises and swims and it messes with your eyes. But you know, it's enjoyable, fun entertainment. So
Just wait for tomorrow. You know, have you ever seen those videos where somebody is playing Guitar Hero at a level that no average human could ever achieve? That's how Escher plays every game of this. He plays it at a level that is so fast my eyes can't keep up, and he hits everything perfectly. It's
does it
ridiculous.
with such ease too. Just like when he plays pinball, it's like
No, he
I'm
talks
doing
to
these
me
intense
while
moves,
he's
and
doing
I'm
it.
acting like I'm not even breaking a sweat at all.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Ugh.
It's mind
The
blowing.
jerk.
He's talking
Hey, do they-
with chat.
Do they have
like,
a no? Do they have a no fail mode on this?
Yes, they do.
Can you show us a level 19?
I think so. Yeah, I can show level.
I mean, with the understanding that
You're not
It's
gonna get
fine.
far at all.
Yeah. Notice, by the way, I'm also at speed 2. When Escher plays, he upgrades his to level to speed 5. So we can play these games much faster.
But I gotta tell you, getting okay, it may not look good on the resume, but getting an S chain on this type of game is such a good feeling.
Oh, it's so good, man. When you hit things and you nail it, it feels awesome. Little early. Slow it down. There you go.
Oh, I missed that.
Yeah, with the
once in a
orange
while,
ones, you have to push the white buttons and the orange
Yeah.
rectangular buttons underneath.
No, you don't have to hit the white buttons. You just have to hit the orange button, which is
Wait,
the bottom.
really?
Wait,
I
yeah.
had to hit the. Are you sure?
No. So the orange is just that button and that button.
Oh.
That's it. You don't have to hit any of the white buttons.
Oh.
Oh,
You have to hit
I
both
thought,
at the same
I thought
time.
I had to.
No.
I thought
Oh.
it was like
So-
working the white buttons. That's what
Here.
I thought I was doing at the arcade. But then again, I don't speak Japanese, and I don't know what the fuck they're telling me in the tutorial. So
Oh my-
I feel like it's like Guitar Hero, because in Guitar Hero, if you you can hold one button above where the note is, so like it like descending down the neck of the guitar. So like it's green, red, blue, orange, and yellow or whatever. So like if there's a red note, you can keep the green button held down and hit your red note, and it won't affect it at all.
Yes.
Well,
Oh my
because
God. You
that's how
see
the
what
real
this is
fretting on
right
the
here?
guitar works.
Right. Yeah.
This is I can't even play this. like this.
You're
This
doing
is-
surprisingly well.
You actually-
Like 5 seconds
yeah,
ago.
you
at
weren't
least.
doing too bad.
Okay, I see where George gave up now.
Oh, it's gone.
Okay, so there you would have to
Wow,
hold
this
the white
looks
and the
fun.
orange. See, I've never seen that before, so I just assumed. But right there, you have to do both because the white's over the orange. I've never seen that
Yo,
before.
what?
This is what, and this is at a slower speed than Escher. I'm at like a fifth of the speed that Escher will play. I can't wait to show you guys what Escher could do tomorrow on this.
So I know that a lot of people, and I think maybe that's what's happening to me, they'll speed it up because they have the tendency to hit early. And so that makes up for their, it's honestly sometimes like a handicap, I guess, where like, if you increase the speed, if you hit early, it's not as big of a deal.
Yeah, you gotta find where your natural response rate
Oh,
is.
shoot, the track for the knob is thinner too.
yeah, I don't know.
Okay,
This is
no,
so...
I get it. F this. Yep.
Yeah, okay. There's a way to exit out of this. I feel like it's, there we go.
Control Alt Delete.
Wait,
Yeah,
we didn't
I
get
think
to see you
it's-
cry yet because
We have abandoned
Oh my God!
One.
What
It
why?
restarted it.
Why? No.
It restarted it.
What? Just
This
no,
is your
I
personal
don't.
hell, George.
Yeah,
just
this
doing
is
over and
this
over.
is it.
Do you need?
That's fine. That's fine. You know what
Yeah,
we're gonna do?
You're here forever.
We're just gonna go here. Okay, we did
I
the
like
thing.
that it's a huge mistake and then you continue to try it.
Well,
No,
I'm
I wasn't
a
tr-
metaphor. What can't we learn from this?
Don't go beyond your level. I don't know if you guys saw the
Stay in your
jump,
lane.
but yes, stay in your lane. Level 6 to 7 was too much for me to keep up. Like, technically I completed the track, but I feel like that was a gimme. Like, the game felt sorry for me, and it's like, it's fine. You can technically complete it, but we're gonna give you the lowest rating possible.
I like how
Yeah,
Paul's
No,
so
no,
scared of
no.
it. He's actually
You
outside.
earned that near win.
Near win. Okay. Well, you guys, thank you so much for hanging out. It is after 1. This is
Oh
the
my God.
longest I have ever kept anyone on a Monday night. You guys are amazing. Who do we have with us
Oh,
tonight?
shit,
We
it's
have.
Monday.
I am so sorry, Surreal. We have
No, it's
Surreal
not.
Tomorrow.
Tuesday.
Damn. Today.
Sur-
Tuesday.
today. We have Surreal_7, who streams all kinds of games, including Forza and what's the Blizzard game that you stream all the time, Surreal?
Oh, Overwatch and Fortnite
Overwatch.
recently.
And oh wow, Fortnite. Okay, cool. So make sure to check out Surreal_7. You have Tracy from Outer Spacey. also streams a bunch of different games, occasionally pinball. Tracy, what was the last thing you streamed?
The Witness.
The Witness. I'm not familiar with that.
Oh, I really want to
It's
play
like-
that.
A frustrating puzzle game where I'm like, what are the birds saying to me? Like
My
this
headset died,
one
so I don't know
freaking
what she's
level
saying, but
where
I really
it
wanna
was
play that.
showing you like a maze that you have to draw. And it's like, oh, these birds are chirping. What do their chirps look like on a map? Like, what would you think the sound would look like? And it's like, what the fuck are you asking to do here? It's kind of frustrating and amazing.
Okay.
And it doesn't tell you anything. You just basically like appear in the game and you just like, I guess I'll trace this thing, and then it opens a door, and you just keep figuring stuff out. But it's like really, it's like Mist or Ribbon, but the graphics are way cooler.
Wow, way to bring me back to the mid 90s with Mist and Riven.
No, seriously, it brought me back to when I started playing. I was like, this totally feels like that type of game where you're just like wandering around, don't know what the hell you're doing.
See, Tracy, I think you're in this weird uncanny valley where you're smarter than me, and so you know the birds mean something. Me, I had no idea the birds meant anything. I'm just wandering around going like, what a cool island! I like that there's wires and birds and trees, and I'm just like wandering around this island, and I'm like, and somebody be like, later, like, Joe, what'd you think of this puzzle? I'm like, oh, that was a puzzle. Oh, neat! Like, it's a beautiful game, George. It's a beautiful
Yeah, you
game.
have to like line up tree branches to like make an image that shows you where to go on this map, or like, I don't know. It's pretty crazy looking. I enjoy it.
Okay.
And
I'm
apparently it
gonna
was just
be.
made by this one dude.
Yeah, I
I'm
enjoyed
like,
it a
oh, let's
lot
try
too,
to-
but I wasn't very good at it. But it's still
No,
a
I
fun
played it
game.
last night, and Game Time Television and Ruckus were like, oh my god, it was so bad. Like, both Leslie and Rod were in my chat being like, I figured out this puzzle. Like, what are you? I'm like, I don't know. Tell me, what are the birds saying? I have no idea. I'm sorry, my brain. Because, like, I have trouble sometimes. Joe, maybe you can, like, understand this, but, like, my ADHD brain can sometimes look at things way too differently where I don't see exactly what the hell's in front of me. And I'm, like, looking at maybe, like, the negative space wrong or something. So, like, my brain sometimes cannot compute. But nevertheless, the game's really fun and frustrating.
Okay.
Kind of like Voltex, I guess.
Yeah. So make sure to check out Tracy from Outer Spacey. Also, we have Joe Hills on. Joe Hills, who I feel like needs no introduction, streams Minecraft and crafting. In the mornings. What did we come up? I feel like you have an actual name for that, Joe. Like your morning streams where you get on with Zombie Cleo, right?
Yeah, I mean, well, we just call it like crafting with Cleo, or she calls it something like crafting with that other guy. But that's fine. Like, I mean, like, honestly, a lot of what I do, I'm not really hung up on nomenclature or taxonomies. Like, I just go do stuff. Like, I bought this Make a Roller Coaster kit, and the thing says all over it, like, this is made of incredibly sharp metal. Don't give this to a child under the age of 14. I'm like, I guess I'll do this on stream. So that's my Wednesday morning craft stream, is I'm going to make a roller coaster model out of a thing that probably wants me dead. So I guess I'll bring a lot of duct tape to wrap my fingers in so it doesn't slice me up. I don't know. You know?
It'll be a fun stream is to do this in boxing gloves. That might be a fun stream to watch.
Oh, man. Boxing gloves. I have those somewhere. Like, I don't
Try to do crafts in boxing gloves sounds terrible as well, but entertaining.
Yeah, no, and I probably like I probably have some like children's puppets from like when my kid was 3, where it's like I could get like a frog puppet and like hold it in one hand and have it bending the metal. You know, I've got fake astronaut gloves that were oven mitts I could use. I don't know. Like, my goal is to not bleed out on my next craft stream and make a roller coaster. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see how it goes.
Okay.
Now that's a tease.
That's high goals. So make sure to check out twitch.tv/Joe Hills or youtube.com/Joe Hills. Hermitcraft and then crafting with Zombie Cleo and that other guy. It's awesome. I highly recommend it. And then we have Bumper Nugget, who is, I think, out smoking a death cigarette. I don't know what you call it, coffin nail, cigarette, aka whatever. But check out Bumper Nugget, who streams and has almost always, I feel like, this crazy foot level camera view. If you're unfamiliar with Bumper Nugget, people do a lot of weird things when they're playing pinball with their feet. And it was really cool, I feel like, to see what Bumper Nugget has done trying to focus on the feet of, or what people do with their feet while they're playing pinball. And last but certainly not least, MJ.
Yep.
And that is John, sorry, your podcast again?
Let's Jaws for a Minute.
Right.
Yeah, so there's that. There's also another podcast called Real Perspective, REEL Perspective. That's just, it's about current release movies and TV shows. It's a pretty standard 3 guys talking about pop culture type of podcast.
Wait, it's not about fish?
Let's Jaws
Get
for a
outta
Minute
here.
is on a brief hiatus while my co-host heals from a broken ankle. We'll be back mid-July to talk about each one of the Jaws sequels, not minute by minute, but one episode for each Jaws film, and then the filmography of Steven Spielberg from that point forward. So,
Okay.
Twitter is the best place to find that, at Jaws for a Minute for the show, and then at MJ Smith 891 on Twitter for all that.
Okay. And also, MJ lost his sound, so he can't hear us anymore. His headphones died. So, Outer Spacey Tracy from Outer Spacey. Man, that still messes me up. That's how long I feel like I've known you, Tracy, is the adjustment. And then there was something about Snapper. You had an interim.
Flipper Snapper.
What was it?
Red Snapper?
Flipper Snapper.
Flipper Snapper. That's what it was for a little while as well. But yeah, sorry, MJ couldn't hear any of that. But yeah, make sure to check out MJ on Twitter. There was 2 different accounts there. And what were those 2 accounts again?
So the personal account is at MJSmith891, which is just random BS. And then for the show, it's at Jaws for a Minute, all one word, on Twitter as well. And on Instagram, or Finstagram, because it's a show about sharks.
That was great. High five.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Tell him
like
I
that.
enjoyed it, George. He can't hear me. Tell him I enjoyed it.
No, you're right. Outer Spacey Tracy enjoyed that.
Oh,
Yes.
you're welcome. We say it on every episode. So,
All right. You guys have a great night. Thank you, everyone, for hanging out so much. We will be back on tomorrow. We've got Escher in-house, and we are going to be doing dual sound Voltax with TMNT. And let's see if Escher can make it to Cowabunga. I think he did it his first try and then did it a second try the last time he was in-house.
Of course.
Making it to Cowabunga. So I'm assuming we'll get there a couple of times at least tomorrow. See you all, and then again back on Thursday. So have a good one.
Thanks for streaming.
Thanks, George.
Oh wait, I keep forgetting to set commercial up over there.
Have you been inundated with ads and questions related to TPN's now famous homemade pinball pudding line of puddings? Questions like,
TPN's pinball pudding is so good, it must be illegal, right?
What the fuck is pinball pudding?
How can a collection of content creators also be a pudding? That makes no sense.
and we hear you. You want to know what makes TPN so special? The answer is in TPN's secret ingredient. Simply proof. Other puddings may say they have it too, but watch as they're unable to back those statements up.
Well, I'm not a crook.
Do we have evidence of that?
It might be a tumor.
It's not a tumor.
Evidence?